Oh, yeah.
Hello. It's us. We're
Hi.
back. Yes, sorry. I'm still not used to having to do intros.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you
all
forget that
just-
it's you?
We all just
Yeah.
stared at Conlin's soul waiting.
Yep. That's what I'm here for. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with
Wait,
more
Colin
Mörk
has a
Soul.
soul?
Yes.
No. I
Of course
sold
he
it.
does.
I mean, yeah, I guess I do
You
technically.
have one.
It's not mine.
It's not legally in your possession.
Yeah.
Or yours.
True. Yeah.
It's a
Or
loner.
others.
Yes, I have other people's souls.
Mhm.
You sell one, to buy more. It's a whole Ponzi scheme kind
Wait,
of thing.
I was about to say, are souls fucking timeshares?
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, there's no difference. They're literally the exact same thing. That's
explains
why
Myrtle Beach.
As you say, that's why everyone in Florida is soulless. Welcome, everybody. Hello, we're back with
just shitting on
fucking
the tires.
more Mörk Soul. We will be back with Vengalia sometime, probably.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Check the
Dustin
socials.
is doing life, and so we're filling in. But yeah, we're back today with this. It's really throwing me off that there's no music. It's Kinku died. Our like music thing died like right before we started. So it's really messing with me. It's fine. It's all good. Anyway, yeah.
Here's our
Last.
box.
Oh, I guess we have sponsors, sponors, those things that are in there. We have
Pow.
a
Those
Discord.
guys.
We have a Patreon. We have all the things with all the links. Go check them out. Go figure out what your favorite. I don't know. Come say hi to us on Discord. If you want to run Mörk Soul stuff, it's in a playtest right now. You can find that on morksoul.com. Yeah, I guess without further ado, are we good?
Almost no ado. What are we talking about? That was
little to no ado.
Yeah.
Much ado about. Oh wait, no ado about much things.
no ado about
We
not
wanna-
something.
Yeah.
We want to play. We're excited.
Yeah.
We are excited to play. Yeah.
When last we left off, we were leaving the station. My brain is so dead from this week already. Synthetic Dawn, the station Synthetic Dawn. You completed the introductory module of Mörk Soul, a ray of light from Synthetic Dawn. You found a Scourge artifact. You made it back. You killed some pirates. We did some space combat.
Hell yeah, we did.
And then I think right as we ended last time, Matt tried to
Ulver decided to
skin
Frankenstein
graft-
the
yeah.
shit out of it.
Yeah, Ulver skin grafted some Scourge rot onto a skull near the Scourge artifact, and
Just to see. Just playing
just to see
around.
what would happen. And we said that there was like a weird. For a second, you saw the like tendrils from the Scourge artifact like kind of all over your ship, and they like flickered back out of existence. But now you can kind of feel a strange like tugging between the artifact and the the skull that you have.
Skulver.
yeah, Skulver. But yeah, we will go ahead and jump right on in. So I believe the last time you all were talking about going to a station, potentially looking for somewhere to sell the artifact that you found.
Yeah.
I guess I owe you some resolution on the skull. So yeah, outside of
Also,
kind of
see if you
feeling.
can get a price for the Hunter Killer missile as well.
Oh yeah, yes. You also have yeah, that's correct. You
Yeah.
looted a hunter killer missile.
Because we need to install another weapon hard point if we wanted to use it, but we could always
Yeah,
just sell
we're
the
gonna get,
module
like,
as is.
Quotes on all of it, you
Yeah,
know, and see
shop
what's
it
our
around.
best option.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so yeah, with the skull, you do see the sort of tendrils of Scourge from that little piece that you put on it begin to like sort of work their way down the skull. It's really slow, but you can tell that something is happening. I think we're gonna treat this kind of as like a little project, like a thing. So what we'll, when it makes sense, we'll call for some rolls for it and figure out what's gonna happen with it. But for now, yes, you have a skull that is somehow connected to this Scourge artifact. Yes, a Scourge Chia pet. And yeah, I guess what would you guys like to do?
Most excellent.
Mari has no idea this is happening, so
No,
she's just chilling in the corner.
Mari is about to have the realization that all 3 gremlins are out of sight and being quiet, which means doom is happening.
What every
Yeah, I
parent's
feel-
worst
Where'd those
nightmare.
toddlers go? Yeah.
LL is like up and away, but like watching from afar. So like I feel like somewhere in the top corner of the cargo room, watching but not participating.
Yeah, because when we left off, you had like rolled one of your human growth hormone syringes
Hormone,
out as like an
yeah.
offer. Ulver has picked that up and like pocketed it, like keeping that in mind.
Oh, I thought you'd poured it on.
No, we didn't
Nah,
pour it
not
on
yet.
because it was already like doing stuff.
Ah.
So it was yeah.
Yes,
Ah,
we
okay,
wanted
okay.
to see what was going to happen, but you want to see what happens first. Like,
Yeah.
you want to see. If we had
Nah,
2
go big or go
skulls, we
home.
could have done 2 separate experiments.
Exactly.
Next
Getting
time.
bodies in space we could have gotten.
We only
Yeah,
got the.
it's too late now.
I only begged for the 1 skull.
I'll go air walking and we'll go pick up some more corpses.
You came in here. What did you want to experiment with this device for? I thought you had something specific in mind.
Why would you think that?
Yes, I suppose I'm projecting.
These things are meant to be so terrifying. Why?
Did you see it when it happened?
I was gonna say you didn't see all the husks. You
Didn't I? Did I?
viewers. Did you see any? You saw not many.
It's just me.
You
that
weren't
saw
there
that.
yet.
Not many, if any. No, like you didn't fight any.
Oh, she didn't fight the
people in
husks. That
Oh,
that's
I
right.
wasn't here the first. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So there
husks
was a
actually
lot
have
of-
nothing to do
Left
with
me in a
Scourge
locker.
The
at all.
husks are
They're
their
just
own thing. Yeah.
their own
No,
thing.
I know, but like
But-
all of it looks like it's involved.
Yeah. But yes, Ulver, you are, I think, the only one who saw the sort of
The
flicker,
flicker.
of Scourge in your ship. Yeah.
You saw what it was like down there in that mining facility. All the squidgies and squatchies and the twitchy things that we had to kill.
Yeah, they went down real easy.
Yes, but you don't want to die or become squitchy and squadgy and, well, maybe you want to be squitchy and squadgy, but not mindless.
Have you met me?
You have a mind.
Doesn't function very well.
Looking at my neg 2 spots.
A flat tire is still a tire, and unfortunately, whatever beauty there is in your imperfections would be wiped out by whatever hides within this little thingy.
Are you flirting with me?
No,
And
he's flirting with me. And
Ah.
I'm sitting up in a corner being like, we're twins. He thinks I'm beautiful.
Ah,
I am acknowledging the inherent beauty in all imperfection.
See?
Didn't
I
realize Ulver was such a fuckboy.
Over got game.
Hey, girl, you up and imperfect?
Yeah.
Honestly, it would work.
It did. It has. We're both there.
Uh-huh.
Wanna get a
Unless-
drink?
Unless there's anything else you'd like to do with our little Skulver here, I'm gonna pull. I'd like to think I got like an ammo box from our armory and just like emptied it out so that we have like a nice container to put our new Chia pet in, and I'll just move it around wearing those thick, heavy gloves and just sort of like taking a circuitous route with it into the box to sort of just like feel that tug and like verify that it's not interacting with our ship's gravity, it's interacting with the artifact, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell that like it's strong enough to be perceptible without being like you think you could move it as far as you wanted without it being a problem. It
Yeah.
just you can feel it connected to the artifact now in some way.
This is very interesting and good. It means that if we sell this, we have some connection to it. I'll just put it in
Look
the
at that,
box.
yeah. We yell up to Mar.
If we have a connection, does that mean that we know where it is and could steal it and then sell it again?
Perhaps.
Oh.
What the fuck are you all three on about? Mari will just like walk in with a cup of tea in her hand, and then she'll just see that the box is open.
Just as Oliver's closing this box,
Yeah.
so like who knows what he just put in it? Click. Put that on a shelf.
Let's go. We here?
We were
Dude, let's
discussing
get-
magnets.
Ah, fuck. Well,
And how
I'm
they
driving then. I thought I chucked autopilot on, and I run back up there to hit ChatGPT.
Theoretically, you are skipping to wherever you're going, which is instantaneous and
Yes. Well, I've
yeah.
named my ChatGPT friend Milo. So I say,
Aw.
hey Milo, skip us to Mara. Where are we going?
A port I used to frequent not all too long ago. Before I had to deal with you three jarheads.
A court? Is it like Thorn and Roses?
A port. Port. Yeah.
Ah!
Because I haven't used it yet, I'm gonna teleport to like where, like right beside LL. A port of thorns and roses. Also, this is yours, and I'll hand you the human growth hormone.
Back
Mari
into my
just
bag.
slips a little something stronger in her tea while she just sits back and watches.
Well, you might
Skulver,
want to take it easy on that.
Takes an even bigger sip.
Skulver can be neglected. Make sure you're not shorting yourself on hormone.
I don't need it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I stole it from a guy that needed growth hormones to live. But I don't need it. I can hold my breath real long.
That's a handy trick.
Just fun facts about me.
How long?
If I roll a dice, I can tell you. I need less oxygen, so I imagine I could probably do it for like double the amount.
The
Maybe.
jokes coming
it
in are
works differently on the thing because it does something. Need
We-
less oxygen to hold breath
We should experiment
Says
with that
D8.
later.
instead of D6 for holding breath. So I got a little bit extra time.
all of the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
We should experiment with it later. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I blush. And then I run to the pilot seat to talk to Milo.
Cool. So
Alright, A-S.
I know it's not, but it
Question mark?
looked like whiskey, Mel.
I wish
just
it
looked
was.
Like fucking, he's just
For as much
Whiskey-
as you say you enjoy us, like playing with us, the amount of like, I can't be fucked with this group. Like, just,
the amount
you are
of
so anti-fun.
irritated group mom characters at your disposal. Just popping those out like Thin Mints.
No, I love this game. I love you guys. I can't wait to play. Plays, I fucking hate you all.
I'm just gonna kill every one of your first characters until they're
Until we get a fun one.
Yeah.
Until we get one that likes us.
I got a big screwdriver. I can hold her down.
I love you, Mel.
Oh my
No, I
god.
love you, Mel.
I love you guys too.
Okay.
all right.
Where are we going? I write in the port name into Milo and I say, skip us here, mate.
What
And
if
I
Thorn and
press enter.
Roses?
Port of Thorn and Roses, and I press enter.
Cool.
Then
Yeah.
once I get the skip code, I copy paste that into the machine. You know, however it works.
Yeah.
To be a pilot.
Yeah.
here.
It's a little like multiple digit string that tells you where to go. So yeah, you managed to skip. I mean, there's nothing needed for skipping normally. Like, you can just kind of go wherever you need to. When
I
you
have
need to.
convinced the ship that an entire ritual must happen before a skip can happen. And we all chant and hold hands, and then we skip.
Wait, first it was King Chorus trying to fuck us over, now Edie's casting teleportation? What a crossover!
Wrong stream, Taylor.
Cross the streams, cross the streams,
Across the streams.
Although honestly, in this setting, we would have Dami
Uh-huh.
Mommy energy with Nemea coming in at some point.
So, as you skip to the system in which the station that you're trying to get to is in, we are going to level up.
Yeah!
So,
Yay!
time for some ascension and mutative growth.
Yes.
So,
Exciting.
the way that this will work, if you have more than 6
Oh no, I don't have
HP,
dice.
Yeah. If we have less
roll-
than 6 HP, we
yeah,
guarantee. Oh yeah, the other way
Yeah,
around.
So, does anybody who has less than 6 HP? Anybody? Okay.
I think everyone but oh, that's right. You did roll well for HP.
So
Yeah,
if you
I
have
got
less
7.
than 6, you can just roll a d6 and add that to your HP. If you have more than 6, and the reason that it's more than 6 is because you're gonna roll 6d10. If it's higher than your current HP, then you're going to roll a d6 to add. So almost guaranteed that unless you rolled like all ones,
You'd have to roll really bad.
I can do that.
We've seen
So
my
that-
past rolls. Okay,
Yeah.
6d10.
and you can stop rolling. You don't have to keep rolling d10s. Like if it goes above what your HP is, the number that you're adding, like
Yeah.
you don't have to roll all 6.
Okay.
That's-
This is the way the Borg systems like to do HP. Is they roll this big fuck ton of dice, and if it's more than your current HP, add a little bit more. Get a little
I
bit
actually
stronger.
really
Or-
like that. It's like you're not losing anything, but you're
Yeah.
high enough to gain something.
Yeah.
That's actually a really nice system.
I have 7 HP. I roll 6d10.
Yeah. As soon as you roll more than 7,
So,
stop
so if you
and just roll
if
a
you roll
D6.
anything
Yeah.
besides a 1 on the first die, you can up your HP.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So I
I
rolled.
just
Cool.
finished
Just
too. I'm
rolled.
good.
I rolled my D6 and I got a 2, so I now have 7 HP.
Ooh.
I get to so
now you,
I
you
rolled
roll a d6
4.
and add that to your HP. So
So
you got you rolled a
Four.
4. You add that to whatever your HP is.
It's very
Yay.
exciting. News, guys. I rolled really well, and now I have 2 hit points.
I knew Susie, the tone was so. I rolled a 1 and I'm adding it to 1.
Incredible.
Still squishy, guys. Take care of me.
Any chance we can use a ripple to double the HP for Haley? I just...
Amazing.
No ripples on
It
level
fits
up.
with the
On
character.
mutagen rolls.
I'm a paper thin station rat, and it's my vibe.
It
My
fits.
vibe is that
Yeah.
I can die in a hit, so I don't get hit.
In a strong breeze. It's a good thing there's no
Yeah.
wind in space.
Olver's got this
No,
There's
katana
no one can
now.
hear you cream.
Gotta be a little bit more. Get a little bit more up in the fight. So I got 2 HP.
Now, everyone give me a d6 roll.
Ooh, okay.
Just a flat d6.
Hang on, wait. What's 7 plus 6?
13.
13.
13. Thank you.
21.
That was a makeup for my 1. I got a 6.
Yay!
You wanted a 1. Well, you don't
Darn it.
necessarily want anything. A 1 is the only thing that has something happen. Did anybody roll a 1?
I really wanted a
Oh,
1.
I haven't. So another d6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I swap my 2 rolls?
I got a 2.
No ones?
I also got
Nope.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one.
So that is rolling for a new null mark. If you roll a 1 on that d6,
Ah.
you gain a new null mark.
Ah, damn
In
it.
that case, you would roll for null bleed as well. But don't worry, there's other ways to get null marks. This is just one way. And then finally, ability changes. The way that this is going to work, you're going to pick all but one of your abilities. So I would recommend probably picking your highest ability, unless there's one that you really want to boost for like a specific reason. you're going to roll a d6 for each of the abilities that you choose.
Okay.
So you have 4 abilities. You're going to roll for 3 of them and roll a d6 for each of them. If you roll higher than your modifier, increase the ability by 1.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you roll a 6, increase it by 2. And if you roll a 1, you decrease it by 1 to a minimum of -3.
Can't get worse than -3. It means that
I can't get
if you-
worse. Okay.
It means that if you have a 0 or a 1, the only thing that makes you worse is a 1. Once you're into
Yeah.
2s, you're into a realm of it maybe being a risk. But
Are
the
we
only
just
So-
doing this all together?
Hang on.
Everyone's just doing it?
So, just so I have it in my head right, I have a -3 on my spine. So as long as I don't
Pick it.
roll a 1,
yes, as long as you don't
Yeah.
roll a 1, it's going
It
to go
goes
up to
up.
-2. And if you roll a
Yeah,
6,
but
it'll go
it
up to
can't
-1.
go-
Yeah.
It can't get worse. It can't
can't
get
get
worse
worse.
than
Yeah.
-3. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick Brawn, Sprine, and Smarts, and I'm
Brian.
rolling them now.
Sprine.
Brawn, Sprine. I said. I
Oh,
don't know what
also, than's to our Patreon, I am using Nephilim's Dream still for
Yes.
Mhm.
October.
I
don't know if that's...
I'm gonna get spicy because I have my only plus
Not
anything is brawn. Everything else is a 0. But I'm gonna get spicy, and the only one I'm not going to pick is agility. I'm gonna pick
Okay.
brawn, spine, and smarts. So
What's
brawn
up, lady?
goes up.
Shout out to Twilight Grove.
Yeah, my Brawn went to a -2, my Spine went to a 1, and my Smarts went to 2. So I
Hooray!
got all above
well.
1s, but I didn't get a 6.
Oh.
Come on. Ooh, close. Everything went up that I picked. So brawn is at 2, agility is at 0 because I didn't pick it. Spine is at 1, and smarts is at 1.
Hell yeah.
I thought those were all of the things I was doing better at, or doing things with. So I picked agility as my don't do anything because I don't feel like I used it at all.
Yeah.
God, do I want spine higher so I can consistently use my null mark.
Mel, did you roll?
Yes, I did, and all of them went higher. So Brawn was left alone. Agility went up from 0 to 1. Spine went from 0 to 2. I actually got a 6 on that.
Nice.
And then Smarts
Nice.
went up by 1. So now I'm at 3.
Hell yeah.
Very damn.
Yeah.
It's
This is the
always
thing,
the
though.
OSRs I do well in. D&D
will-
is what I
well-
suck balls at.
The
I will
characterizations
point out-
make so much more sense now because Mari is genuinely incredibly competent across the board, and she's stuck with this clusterfuck of weirdos.
I will point out, the higher you get, the more likely every level up is to
Yes.
take you down.
Yeah.
So
No, I
you
figured
can
as much.
You
Yeah.
can lose ability points, like not like a thing that happens in other
Yeah.
tabletop games usually. So
This is like when I do my taxes and I get like $20 at the end. It's like, yay, I win!
But the pick
I
one is
wanna
nice.
know-
The pick one's really nice because like Haley could pick agility and not touch that +5 and just leave it intact.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I literally, I want to know what deep, dark secret we all have on Mara to make her fucking stick around with us. Like, what do we know? What information do we have that is keeping her around?
We could leave that for the Patreon to vote.
Yeah. That is. I'm writing
It's
that
not
down.
the fact
I
that
kind of
she
feel
just
like oh, go
can't
ahead.
control her attraction to us.
I kind of feel like it's more of like a Firefly situation where like you have the one competent crew member and everyone else is just off fucking around in their own way. But like, what's her name? What's Zoe? Is it Zoe? Is she
Yes.
the main? Yeah, Zoe.
Yes.
She's the one that's like Mal's friend and Wash's wife and like extremely competent.
Yes.
And then everyone else on the ship is just
Well, to
not.
be fair, they're all extremely competent,
competent in
in
their
what
own
they
ways.
do,
Yes.
but they constantly fuck around and ruin
Yes.
everything outside of their expertise. She's the only
Yes.
one that sticks in her lane.
Yeah. All right, Taylor, how did you roll?
Really well, I didn't get a 6. Brawn, I left alone, so that's still a 0. Agility went up by 1, which is now a 0.
Yay!
Spine went up by 1, which is now a -2, and Smarts went up by 1, which is now a -1.
Amazing. Hey, there you go. Look at that.
Nice.
Yay!
All right, and that is leveling up. That's all there is to it in the
Yay!
system. It's pretty simple. We probably won't level up for a little bit now, just because this, it's not every time you finish a module, but we'll see.
Damn
how
it!
is. We'll see. I really like giving people level ups, and I kind of want to give you. Well, it's less interesting. leveling up in the board games is great, but it's like way less interesting because you kind of just get all your stuff at the beginning. Like you don't really
Yeah.
like you don't get like feats or like new class things as you gain levels. You're just like a little bit stronger.
But
I
roll
To
well.
get strong.
And that's fun because now you can throw weirder, bigger shit at
Yeah.
us, and we're more
believe
likely to
me.
survive. LL is twice as likely to survive now.
Yeah.
She can be hit twice.
Incredible.
Spending my as long as there's only 1 damage per hit,
Yes, that was.
I'm going to be spending all of my time creating some sort of suit of armor, and or getting ready to buy some better space suits because I've only got a D2, so
Mhm.
maybe I need an upgraded space suit.
Same.
prepare me
I
for-
also
for
only
my-
have a D2. Yeah.
So maybe we can sell that missile, or maybe even sell the
Mhm.
mine and put the missile on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Wait,
I
how do we
feel
get more
like-
ripples?
That's your class. So
Yeah,
you,
and you all will
Ah.
have leveled up here. So if you are, I guess, yeah. So you can't get more like overall ripples. But if you can go through the rest process here. Like you will have taken a long rest kind of deal, like rest with sleep, I think is what it's called here. But so you'll get back, like you can roll your ripple die if you were at 0 and get back your ripples, like you're well rested, you do all that stuff. HP
I
goes
had
all the way
one.
up. Cool. So yeah, as you engage the skip drive, interestingly, unlike a lot of other science fiction, skipping is just instantaneous from your perspective. As far as you know, as far as you remember, nothing changes. You're in one spot and then you're in another.
It's like I can't remember what movie it is, but like all the hexagons appear, and then just the middle hexagon is the place that you're flying to, and then you're
Guardians
just
of
there.
the Galaxy. Yeah.
yeah,
That's one. Yeah.
I
yeah.
was gonna say that sounds marvelous.
It was. Yeah, I knew it was Marvel, but I couldn't remember what movie.
It was marvelous.
Marvelous.
So I don't know how much people care about it, but I like where we're going with the lore with this, so I'm gonna explain more lore shit. But
Do it,
in
do
the
it, do it.
lore,
I love it
there's
so
a thing
much.
called the pattern, which is a mathematical representation of all reality. That when you do certain math to it fancily, with the right like atoms and shit, you get a skip drive. The skip drive is capable of folding the pattern. Maybe it's really unclear kind of how it works. There's a negative constant in the equation that factoring out for ends up with the definition of null, which is where all of the scourge stuff comes from. So yeah, you basically recurse the pattern, and now your ship is in a different place. Honestly, the closest representation to what skipping is like is probably Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with the improbability drive, where they just like the whole like it just plays until like it goes through every probability until it's in the place that you want to be. And in an infinite universe, all things are possible. So yeah, well, it's less wormhole-y, Mel. Actually, I could geek out about like space, like faster than light space travel forever, but it's probably why I'm making.
I just
a game
wanted
like
to
this.
give a visual
But-
representation for those who might be visual learners.
Yeah, it's more like if you drew like 18 circles on that, and then found the one that was the one at your destination, and you were in all of them all at once at the same time, but also nowhere. And so you've gone through null for the first time. Well, in this game, you've skipped through null, skipping the pattern, recursing the pattern into the station area.
I'm
So
gonna
you are-
need 5 minutes to
Okay,
draw the
is
rest
it,
of that, so
Is it like a cool, like shimmery light that you can like stick your head and hands out into?
null. As far as you know, no, you don't. So that's the other thing. You don't remember null.
No,
Literally,
you don't see it.
you
Okay.
are in one place and then you're in the
And you
other.
are Yeah,
It
cool.
is yes. The lore there is that you maybe when you skip the pattern are spending millennia,
Ambiguous
an infinite
amounts
amount
of
of
time.
some amount of time in null, potentially being like tortured by Scourge and like pulled apart and like pulled apart and put back together. That's why you get null marks when you skip the pattern, and like when you level up is because proximity to like skipping and being in null fundamentally changes your body for
So do we get to roll now? To skip
You-
after skipping for null marks, or
isn't that what we
Okay.
just did?
you rolled for it with
No, that
your
was for
mutative
leveling
growth.
up.
It's a longer term. The more times you skip the pattern, it's
Okay.
factored into leveling up. Though there are still things in the game that like will let you
Is it like Wild Magic Surge, where like you roll the dice, and if it's a 1, then then you went through the null, and then then there was a null.
Kinda.
Exception.
Yeah. So there's null sickness, which is a thing we're still kind of playtesting, but I think I'm gonna roll with it. The way that we have it written is, when something inflicts null sickness on you, if you have a null mark, it increases your fumble chance.
Yeah.
So if you can roll 1 normally. If you fumble, you go up to a 2. If you don't have a null mark, you roll, and that will sometimes lead to you getting a null mark.
So then Ulver's fucked.
The more null sickness you get, yeah, like it's not great for you.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, we have had a rest with sleep since.
Yes.
Okay. Because that is what actually resets the null mark fumble number. Because normally it goes up every time you use a null mark, it increases, and mine was up to 4, so I was seeing if I could.
Yes, that number resets from null sickness in sleep as well. So if you do get null sickness,
there are 2 things I want to say. One, if anyone has read the Lycanius trilogy, A, I want to nerd out about it with you. B, I'm suddenly realizing I didn't start reading until after we were doing Mörk and we already had like the pattern and null figured out. But I'm suddenly realizing that there is a thing, like it is exactly that in that book, is that there is a place that exists outside of time and space and weird, and it is basically hell, and you don't want to be there for very long.
We have to do a book club.
We do.
I feel there's a lot of times where you're like, "Have you read this?" And it's like, because I'm reading it, and it's like, "Oh, we should do a book club."
We should. And then 2, I get to do my split skin mark bearer thing, which is I get to convey a single sentence message to someone in the span whenever we skip the pattern. Now, who is this? Is there what should we do to figure out who I'm talking to? Like, who is someone that Ulver knows that it might be relevant to talk to?
I mean, it's kind of up to you. Since we don't have a lot of established backstory and things, kind of whatever you think. I'll say. I mean, I'll say anyone that you would like to reach out to, in some way, you can do that.
Then I would like to propose that Ulver knows someone that is actually has a 5 in smarts and is like an actual pattern scientist, someone that really gets the math as best as you can. And Ulver is in this extended dialogue, being kind of knows this but doesn't care, being this dude's guinea pig. And Ulver's fine with it because Ulver wants to know more about it from imagine if a wizard and a sorcerer were both really interested in the same thing, and he's doing the wizard shit and Ulver is doing the sorcerer shit. That's how I or sorcerer warlock somewhere in there. So yeah, I'll just send single sentence message. So being John Malkovich, is there anything else I should know? Who's this? I toss it to you. Who is this guy? Is there any other details about him that I should know before I say my sentence?
Roll me a D2.
A D2. All right. 1, 2, 3 will be 1. 1.
Okay. As far as you know, this guy is sort of a renowned member of I gotta look up the faction real quick. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's the wrong book. Why do we have so many books, Matt?
We got a lot of them, right?
Yeah, the factions are not in the actual playtest books yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. So, as far as you know, this person is a pretty esteemed member of the Empirical Advancement Coalition, which is a group that sort of works to advance science and research in the span. At a time when most people don't really give a shit. Progress has sort of stalled in the span, except for the EAC. And they're doing some mad scientist shit most of the time. But yeah, this guy is a renowned expert on Null and the pattern, and a little bit about the Scourge, kind of as that is an adjacent thing, has always had a bit of an interest in the Scourge.
Excellent. Then I will say, found a weird artifact from Null, and I've entangled it with a fleshy skull.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess this is something we haven't quite figured out if they can respond.
If they
or
can
not.
respond, is this sending or is this
Yeah.
just inbox?
I would imagine it sounds a little bit like when people would send messages to like astronauts in space. There's like a delay.
There's a delay. Ooh, maybe yeah, maybe
Well, like time physics and shit. It's
well, also
just like
it's very Borgy to like they respond maybe and like have a dice roll or something like that.
Yeah. So I did. I just rolled. I did a D2 in a 50-50 chance. And so
Praise be the 50-50.
Yeah. So we'll rule it this way. They can't respond like in that little like void warp thing that you have, because the text there is essentially like it brings you closer to someone in the span for the duration of that skip,
Which is instantaneous, basically.
Yeah. So you've communicated one sentence. However, as you like re-enter real space, again, sort of just like instantaneously, you get a little like boop boop on your comm wave like thing that has a little like message asking for more details. It's got like it's almost like form fillable, like it's like very like science record, like name of the artifact, where did you find it, picture, like detail, like all of these things, and you can at your leisure respond to that if you'd like, whatever you'd want to do. But yeah, he responds with like an affirmative, like very interesting, would definitely be interested in learning more.
Excellent. I will sort of see that and like, what do we see? We're there,
So
right?
yeah, so sort of the same way that the Scourge artifacts flicker and show you a bit of null space around you flickers for a second. So like you're like, this is all off the top of my head how this is gonna work, but you like for a second, like a flickering light bulb. You're in the system that you were in. You're in the other system. You're in the system you're in. You're in the other system, and then like you're just there. And now all around you is a new sun, a new star. We can roll for the solar system. I don't think you guys are gonna be here for very long, so we'll actually just say it's a binary star, white dwarf. Couple exoplanets, nothing like too interesting. However, there is a station here that sort of serves as a comm relay for other stations in the brink. So Mari would know this place as a Star Syndicate, like crime syndicate hub. They sort of, since there's no government, the crime syndicates are kind of who maintains infrastructure in the brink. There's a like weird, uneasy truce between like the EAC and the Star Syndicates and like some of the other factions to like maintain a shared space that is not like the EAC sometimes needs to send messages to the brink, and like the crime syndicates don't want to operate where there's like a bunch of security, and so they operate out on the brink, and like the EAC kind of just looks the other way and like lets them run stations. And in that system, essentially the names and the faces of who runs things obviously change. Each station has a station head, and each station head reports to the like system boss, who would be in charge of like some number of stations. And so Mari, you would know one of the station head at this station that you're going to. Potentially worked with them, or whatever you want to say your background there is. But yeah, you are in this new space. One sun, couple planets, and a big station.
And a partridge. No. Anyway. It's getting to be that time of year. I'm getting into the spirit.
Can we get through Halloween first?
Yeah.
No!
Back away.
All right,
I don't have a water bottle.
I know
A spray bottle. Yeah.
So I know the station head. Okay. All right. I think Mari, considering the crew that she is a part of, turns to look at these three and, just simply finishes off the last gulp of her not whiskey that's in her tea mug. She's like, listen, all three of you need to stay with me. As much as I despise that idea, you need to stay close.
Why?
let's just say the folks who run this place don't like people wandering around aimlessly.
No, why do you despise the idea?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're lovable.
boy.
We're lovely.
Those are a few
Even
select
with all
words.
our imperfections.
Oh God.
All right, we'll follow you.
Thanks. And I think Mari will actually go to the like control panel just to kind of give like info of the ship, like this is our ship number, this is what we're registered as, la 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 la, to like whoever would be in charge of like receiving and whoever be in charge of like who's coming, who's going inside this port station. So
Yeah, you send your corresponder codes to the station and are cleared for docking.
yay. All right. Mari gets
So you got
suited
an
up.
extra lock on the Scourge cargo.
I locked it.
Good.
It's fine.
Good.
I actually need to go unlock it real quick, just in case we do end up selling it.
Yeah, unlock it after we've sold it.
Well, I have a friend who's interested in knowing more, and knowledge is both valuable and doesn't necessarily require the physical object, so.
Beautiful. As long as I can get a better spacesuit, I'm happy.
I will go down to the room we stored it in and do the, I'll do pictures of both the Scourge artifact and the thingy-mahoosit, or the Skulver. But I want to be a little cheeky with this guy, and I'll like encrypt like some of the fields and just like crypto garble them, and then like say like just basically put like a microtransactions request inside some of the fields, and like a couple of supplies here and there, and I'll give you the decryption keys.
How corpo of you, Mac. God.
I love it. A
Yep.
man after my own heart.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah. Roll me a smarts check.
I was gonna say this could be real shitty crypto, and he could just break
That's
it
what
without.
we're gonna
without-
find out, yeah.
Yeah. No, I am not
This
saying
guy
I'm doing
has
this
5
well.
Smarts.
Yeah.
You specifically asked for a guy with 5 smarts.
Yep. I like to think that this has happened before, and Ulver knows he's probably not going to ask. Like, this is not going to go anywhere, but it's worth
Is
trying.
there such thing as the help action? Can I use ChatGPT to add some extra?
I would even. No one knows Ulver's doing this. Ulver's
No, I
just
know.
off on his own.
I know. Sorry.
I did roll well, and I have positive smarts now. That's a 16.
Okay. Yeah. So you send it over.
Yay.
You kind of encrypt everything, do your little thing, and you get a message back pretty quickly, like instantaneous communications, like they're Ansible style, like you can communicate it faster than light speeds. You get a message back that like starts out as like like very interesting puzzle that you've like put here for me. This is better than your usual attempts at cryptography. You must be improving. And then just very like cheeky but like nice, like playful, right?
Yes.
And you get
This is how we bond.
you get a little ping for like basically whatever the equivalent of like owing you a favor is in this situation, or like what would you like to, like, what is your request for this? Like, do you have something you want to ask him for right now, or do you just want like a favor from this guy in the future for this information?
I feel like favor's good.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know we want, like, there's stuff we want to buy, like upgrading our spacesuits, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But that all seems
But
like
money
too...
doesn't exist. It's trading cargo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's trading cargo, and it also seems a little lowbrow for him. Like, feels like a favor with a dude in the AC could be way more valuable than I want a new spacesuit, especially when we've got
Yeah.
like a hunter-killer missile and or a mine and or a scourge artifact to
Yeah.
sell. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
very likely if you ask for money or like the equivalent of money, you're gonna get like some random stations
yes, exactly.
corpo currency that like only works on, it's like a corporate store
Nestle
and like
bucks.
yeah exactly Amazon dollars
Yeah.
so yeah
What the fuck are bits?
yeah
They're bits and pieces.
It's Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
to the moon.
What a
It's Mudang coin.
Oh, Moodang.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so he kind of like writes back and like he actually sends you like a cryptographic key, basically that like you can decode it like, you know, like cryptographically back and forth public key kind of bullshit, like that just like basically says I owe over one favor.
Yep. He's of course the guy who would track his favors owed with like cryptographically signed bullshit.
Yep. And so you have that now. And you are you have a favor from this guy whenever you want to call it in, whatever you need for that.
Excellent.
I'm gonna put that in the ship stuff just in case we need to bring it up and I can remind myself that we have a favor.
Favors honestly go, I think, a lot farther in the recluses of space as
leaning
opposed
into
to
the
physical items.
Yes.
So Mari will get all of her weapons and she'll prepare. Because I'd imagine as a crime syndicate run place, like, since it's, you know, there's no rules other than don't be a dummy. I'd imagine there's like fights and stuff that break out, so having your weapons would be...
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to be armed. Like, it's not the safest place in the world. It is interesting because on the stations themselves, there's a bit of a like uneasy tension, right? In space stations in general, that is like we're all sort of stuck on this thing that doesn't have access to unlimited resources. And so being a dick in that scenario, like, kind of isn't a great idea. You know, it doesn't take much for someone to get a grudge and like blow up the oxygen like systems. But yes, you'll want your weapons. There are like, you know, some muggings and stuff, but the syndicates actually keep pretty good order on the stations. They just use them for larger, it's hard to even call them crime syndicates because like there's no laws out here, so it's not like they're breaking the law. They're just less than if they were in the authority,
if we
the
were
main
in
area,
the authority, it'd be crime.
this stuff would be illegal,
and therefore they are crime syndicates galaxy wide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we
They're
wanna
galactic
decide
criminals.
if we want to keep the hunter killer missile or keep the mine, or do we want to get prices on both?
Doesn't
It's
hurt
not
to
really
shop
prices,
around.
is it? It's just kind of like
Yeah, we
trading,
don't.
so they're probably the same, right?
I don't even know this
A
part.
weapons module for a weapons module.
So the way that this works is when you sell something, sorry, let me go find the equipment just so I can read this to you like verbatim. When you buy equipment, you have to have a cargo die of the size of that equipment to purchase it. You roll that die, and if you roll a 1, that purchase was so expensive that like you blew through enough to lower your die size by 1. When you sell equipment, you roll the cargo die associated with the cargo's price. If you roll higher than or equal to the current highest value on your cargo die, it goes up. So if you have a D4,
nice,
and
Yeah.
you sell something that's a D8, if
How
you
do I
roll
know
a
what
4 or
it is?
higher, I can tell you what the prices of things are.
Yeah.
There's like
Cool.
they're listed.
So, for
Okay.
example, tier 2 armor, a spacesuit that would be an upgrade to everyone that's kicking around a D2 tier 1 is a D6 cargo dice. So, if we wanted to buy that, we couldn't because we only have a D4. If we were selling it, we'd roll a D6, and if we rolled a 5 or a 6, we would upgrade from a D4 to a D6 for our cargo dice.
Okay.
Okay.
And speaking of cargo, you all at home could be dealing with this cargo at marksoul.com.
Marksoul.com.
So do we so then it doesn't matter which one we sell, and then we need to just make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that would matter is if they are different prices, which I don't actually know that we put prices on skip modules yet.
I don't know if we
so,
did. Yeah.
We can figure that out.
How much damage does the Hunter Killer Missile module do?
It is 3d6.
And
that's,
the
mine is 3d10.
But how does it work? So a mine is you let it go, and how many rounds? It's the next. No, as soon as it's in the area of another ship. But how does the missile module work?
The Hunter Killer.
After 2 rounds.
The Hunter Killer has a speed of 2.
Speed of 2.
So once it enters the same zone as in the enemy that it's targeting, it goes off, and it can go at a speed of 2. So as long as it's they're slower than the Hunter Killer, or it gets he turns around on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like the Hunter Killer is a better option, but also do we need to have so many weapons? But why not? If it's the same cost, do you think that they would be the same cost?
Potential. I would think so, because they're both. I'm getting the advantage of kind of knowing the mechanics. So like they're both tier 1 weapons modules. So they're both relatively same level of tech, relatively same level of like access in terms of like galaxy wide. I think the advantages and disadvantages really comes down to, do we want targeted, theoretically hard to dodge big damage, which would be the Hunter Killer Missile, because you could fire it at range, it target locks, it goes out there and it blows up that specific target on a predictable time? Or do we want really big mass damage, but it might not go off with the mine, where we dump the mine out and we're either saying nobody go in this square and they have to like circumvent it and play that game, or they all fly into it and they all go boom, which is great. So like I think the mine offers us something tactically that we don't get with our flak cannon, but both are good.
I like the flak cannon then worth changing over, or is that not?
I think the flak cannon's a keeper, because it lets us always shoot at range. It lets us potentially shoot multiple targets, because it's the one that like if we keep hitting, we can keep targeting the same quadrant. And it lets us do point defense. So when people shoot like a Hunter Killer Missile at us, we could shoot the missile with our flak cannon and get rid of it.
I think the other way to look at it for the mine is that it's crowd control. So we can play the whole field, so to speak, depending on where we put the mine. So even if we're not doing damage, we can at least do the control of, no, you go over here now. Or, nah, you can't go here. So I think that might help us a little bit more.
If we were really in like an extended combat, you could even like drop a mine, boop, boop, drop a mine, boop, boop, drop a mine, and then just like create this fucking circle of doom. Like, go ahead, come on, what are you doing?
Just shit out mines while we're going around.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like we're gonna sell the Hunter Killer then.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's personally my vote. Tana, do you have any thoughts?
That works. That works for you.
Oh, no.
Alright.
Alright. What do we do now? Do we need to roleplay finding a seller, or do we roll a dice?
Yeah, for something like a skip module like that, it would be pretty easy to find someone on this station. You're not necessarily like there. You might not be able to find someone who sells all of the modules that you want, but you can definitely find someone who wants to buy like a no questions asked weapons module.
Here's a Hunter Killer Missile.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm listening.
So.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll say, because they're skip modules, I think they're worth probably like a little bit more than the standard stuff. So let's see. What do we need to come up with prices for these, but we'll see how this feels. We'll say that it's worth a D8. Potentially a pretty good haul. It will only increase, so your dice doesn't go up to a D8 if you sell this and like roll higher.
It just goes up one size.
It goes up a D6. So whoever wants to, whoever's making the sale, we can role play finding the person to sell to if you want. Whatever. I mean, there is. I'll just say there's a like skip vendor kind of person that sells like a harbor master kind of guy, a quartermaster kind of guy that like hooks you up with your refuels, hooks you up with all of that kind of stuff. Which actually, that is, as you land, would you like to? You will need a refuel. When you hit a station, you've been out long enough that you will have lost your like tags for fuel, food, and water. Getting in here, so you would need to pay for a refuel. The way that'll work is you'll roll your cargo die, so D4, and then whatever that looks like, well, we can go from there. So if whoever wants to roll, if somebody wants to roll a D4,
Not me.
Do I roll it?
Do
Haley,
it.
go for
Roll it.
LL's an excellent negotiator.
3.
Okay, you're good. One would have been just like, this place has exorbitant fuel prices, and like now you don't have a cargo die, which is the step lower.
Real
But the
bad.
good thing about the good thing about that is you would, if you sell the module, like it goes up. So yeah. So in that kind of conversation, yeah, there's a dude there who is willing to buy the hunter killer from you. We don't have to roleplay this part if we just want to say that it happens. It's up to you.
I'm good with it. Just saying it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you.
So now we
whoever's
roll that
selling-
D8.
Yeah, roll a D8.
I feel like this is Mari. Mari's got the context to
Yeah.
the syndicate.
Go Mel.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm being very choosy and picky with which dice to do. Okay.
All right, I could
You
keep
got
using my
this.
Nephilim's Nightmare.
That is true.
That's true. So I want to roll above a 4.
Yes.
Anything but a 1 is fine. Above a 4 or bigger is great.
Okay. All right. Yee. Fuck.
And actually, in this case, a 1 is not a problem. When you're selling stuff, fumbles don't do anything.
It just means that we have to find a new buyer. We're stuck with the
Oh,
equipment.
yeah,
we don't
yes,
get
yes,
anything for
yes.
it.
Yeah.
All right. I got a 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is higher than a D4. So your cargo die goes up. You now have a D6 to spend.
Yay!
So
Nice.
you can use that to buy stuff. That access that like opens up your ability to buy things quite a bit.
A
You
lot
can
of
afford
stuff.
things now that you couldn't afford before. But yeah. So Mari, you know a few people on this station from back in your syndicate days. If you want to go find them, you can, or if you guys want to like explore the station, like whatever you, it's up to you. It's open.
I have a suspicion that Mario will be, the mom of the group being like, okay, don't go too far, and all of them are gone. So I feel so everything I said on the ship just we're good. And I think all 3 of them probably left. And it's like,
Shopping!
Stop it.
We were there for selling the hunter killer missile, and it was like, went to like the station boss and like, did the code word, opened the secret menu, and like, all right, we can make sure to offload
I
that.
reckon there's like a final transaction ding that means all of whatever has been transferred and it is complete. And so immediately like that ding was just like job's over, and we just
Scatter.
We all have the credits now, or whatever it is. We now have the cargo to pay for our bits. Let's go.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I imagine that it's like one of the things Matt and I talked about with the cargo die is that like you might be spending and buying like with station coin, but like it's all abstracted out into this concept of just like some cargo you have. So you like as you land, you get a little notification that's like you have this much money in your cargo hold on like their random, whatever this station's currency is, and then everything comes in prices but is just related to your cargo amount. So
yeah, so Mari's gonna be like, well, I should have expected that. And then she'll go on her own way to just try and talk to some of the folks on the station.
cool. Where would everybody like to go?
You 3 can go first if you want.
Buying a new spacesuit.
Yes.
Okay.
It is time for some upgrades.
Yeah.
Fashion show.
So you can afford up to a tier 2.
Mhm.
As long as you
Now-
don't roll a 1.
I was gonna say,
Can I sell my tier 1 spacesuit first to see if I can get a better die?
So you cannot get a better. Actually, I can't remember. Did we?
rules is written right now. I don't think you can get a better one
No.
because it has
Yeah,
to
you
it has
can't.
to equal
Yes.
or exceed. So
Yeah.
the nice thing we could do is like go in order, and if one of us cocks it up, we could sell our tier 1, and if we roll maximum, because we have a D4, and we'd be rolling a
Yeah.
D4. If we roll maximum, we would bump up to a D6 and we could start buying the other spacesuits again. So
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Cool. So,
LL or MM, ladies first.
Yes.
Well, we want matching ones.
Yeah, gotta be matching.
So we go up linked armed to the tailor. Shopkeep. Who is it?
yeah, so
What is it called in this future world where my brain can't comprehend and it's not a fantasy
it's
medieval theme?
exo suit. I don't know. Something.
A seamstress.
Yeah. The space
They're a
suit
cross
vendor.
between a seamstress and an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
It's an artificer.
Yeah, so you managed to find like directory of the station. You can find your way to whatever shop you need to find. There is a like spacesuit salesperson, like
Nice.
secondhand. You know, everything's secondhand in this universe, but definitely has some stuff they shouldn't have. Like absolutely has like stolen some of these spacesuits or like somehow acquired spacesuits from like Corsac and like some of the people who really wouldn't have like had spacesuits out here and definitely shouldn't have been selling them. And so we will say, yeah, you find a couple tier 2s. There are tier 0s. You can downgrade if you want.
Good.
There's a couple tier 1s and then a couple tier 2s as well.
Is there only 2 tier 2s? When you say
Uh,
couple, do you literally mean 2?
So I rolled a d6 to see how many they had. I will say there are 2 in good condition that are like perfectly fine. You can just grab them.
Is it the helmet?
yeah. But there are more that like could probably be cobbled together from some of the pieces and parts that are around here. So
Any tier 3s?
We can't even afford those.
It's time to plan a heist.
It's time to plan a heist.
No, there's not any
No.
tier 3s. I rolled for it. We're going real OSR.
I love
I'm
it.
rolling for everything. So
I deeply love that so much. It's the point of these systems.
Alright.
yeah.
Well then, I guess.
You two should have those because they're matching. I have an idea
But
for the
what about
cobbling.
you? Okay. That one, thanks, and that one.
So
And we
I
also
needed-
want to get glitter pens and like washi tape because like we want to get rid of that branding.
Yes.
yeah, you absolutely can like find they actually have like customization options. You like
Nice.
you know your video game spacesuit menu of like swiping through helmets as they rotate off your head.
Do they have like a doodle pen? That's what I want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you can they have like a
Amazing.
little menu that lets you draw your insignia, whatever it is. Cool. All right. So for the first suit, I need a d6 roll. Cargo die roll, specifically.
Go first, Taylor.
Oh boy. Okie dokie.
Got this.
It's a 2.
You're good. Yeah, that is a purchase. So that one's good. Your cargo die is still a d6.
All right. I'm going next. I'm using my charms. 2.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So you each managed to get just a standard issue. They're listed in the like rules as a mining rig. That really just kind of means like a full body, somewhat powered like space suit armor combination. Not quite an Iron Man suit, but like Iron Man suit that we have at home. And
The Iron Man suit that we have at home. That was great.
yeah, so you've got that. You can write down tier 2. It gives you a minus D4 damage, so you D4 armor basically. And your life support die is a D6. Haley, because you have the improved life support, yours is a D8.
I was gonna ask if that rolls over, so she could like take
Yes.
whatever that modification is
But
and
I
plonk
already
it onto
had
the
a
next one.
D6 before.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
okay.
tier 1 is a D2
D6.
and a D6. So you've gone up in armor.
But not in life support.
Yeah, your life support will stay the same. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, so we now have a tier 2.
Yes.
Yes, you have a tier 2 armor.
Yes, cool.
Yeah.
So, but LL's life support die does go up to a D8 on the new thing. Can she take the upgrade from the old suit onto the new suit?
It's not really like an upgrade. It's like another item that like I don't know if it fucking like it's a thing that screws onto like the oxygen tank and then the original connector. It's an aftermarket like thing that just screws on.
Nice.
And yeah, just like
No, it's my breath.
well, you have your like holding your breath, but you also rolled for an improved life support item at the beginning of the thing.
So my breath does the same as my life support.
So your breath is just how long you can hold your breath. So
okay. So
yeah,
once life support's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we were somehow in an instance crazy how that like we weren't wearing a spacesuit and like de-atmo happens, you could be like, look, I'll scuttlebutt my way across this ship, and I've got more lung capacity than everyone else, or less
Pretty
oxygen
much my
need.
goal is to be the one to corral everyone into the space that has air. I'll be the one grabbing and throwing.
So do I still have a D6 life support?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Your life support die didn't change on this. It doesn't go up until tier 3 armor.
Cool. But I do have a negative D4 to damage.
Yeah. The armor is the big
whereas
upgrade
I previously,
for tier 2.
yeah. Cool. Because I did have a D2. Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right, I'm gonna roll my D6 now for my cobbled together tier 2
Go,
armor.
Matt, go!
I want this to succeed just so I can say what this looks like if it wins. Okay. Excellent. A 5.
Yay!
So, while they've been like specking in and like taping and like glitter penning all of theirs to like no more branding and perfectly matching, Ulver has been moving around this little station and like posting like quick like shopping ads to like the station's like intranet of like, hey, does anyone have this piece from this suit like a couple years ago or like that, and comes out wearing what is basically if Isaac Clarke's primary suit from the first Dead Space had a see-through visor helm, still has that like big bulky like life support monitor cowl kind of in the back, so it looks almost like a Thayan Wizards sort of shit going on in the back, but then the front is these like paneling of mismatched like color black and white armor to where it looks like if MCR's Black Parade was in space.
Exceptional.
Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I think that is you managed to do all of that. Yeah, cool. I'm trying to think. I guess you're good to go. We can jump over to Mari for a second, since everyone else has left. We'll do Mari.
They fed us.
I ran out of paper. I'm sorry. Took me longer to find.
Too many notes.
Too much lore.
So yeah, Mari, what are you doing?
Mari would actually kind of check in, I think, with some of the people that she knew just to be in good standing. Like, you know, it's the vastness of space, but, you know, no one's uncivilized. So she's like kind of doing wellness checks, I think, for some before ultimately making her way towards the big boss, who's in charge of the whole station. Because I think, I don't think she left on bad terms with the group. I think it's more along the lines of whatever dirt these 3 knuckleheads got on her, and maybe she likes the company of having, you know, a team, for lack of a better word. She saw good opportunity, so she just like went with it. So I don't think she left in bad terms, so to speak. So
yeah, absolutely. I think you totally were like you retired basically from being a liquidator to being a parent of these knuckleheads. Cool. Yeah, you managed to check in. Everybody seems to be doing well. It probably hasn't been like that long since you were back at the stages. Even if you guys have been spending time at the brink, like you probably have like some connections here that you've run through a few times. Yeah, you get through anything. Is there anything specific that you want, like, to roleplay off of that? Is there, like, backstory people or anything that you wanted to, like, talk to there, or just, like...
I think if anything, she may actually want to go to the station head to see if there's any other jobs that they might have heard of, like, outside of the station, where maybe it's not like a do or die scenario, but maybe we could get, like, more favor out of it, or it's got a good reward for some, in some way, shape, or form, whether it's like, a module for the ship, or it's like more cargo that we could utilize. Um, Something else we could have in our back pocket of like, well, fuck, like this part of the ship broke, but at least we know there's this job where we can figure out how to pay for it. So that's kind of like more of what she would be probing for, I think.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So as you sort of approach, like, station head, it's this weird thing where, like, there is a de facto, like, some member of the conglomerate owns this station. Like, it's an owned station by someone, and
Yeah.
there is, like, a de facto government that is, like, some dude who just, like, no one ever talks to. He is living a blissful life of not having to ever do any work, but his name, every now and then he gets, like, documents, and they just, like, he's like, all right, cool, sign that. Like, it moves on his whole job. There's then the, like, true government of this station, which is the station head, and you actually find them in, like, the station, like, magistrate, whatever word I'm looking, like, the real guy's office that he's never been to. Is where the station head is set up, and so as you in space, no one can hear you scheme. Sorry, I just looked at that's incredible. God, Robert is killing it with these.
All of these need to be on T-shirts or just a lot of
right?
bumper stickers.
Bumper stickers,
Incredible.
I agree with that.
Cool. Let me real quick figure out what this person's name is. Yeah. So the station head here just goes by a single name, Feng, Feng. As you would know this person, like, pretty well. You did some jobs for them, went through some different things. Just pretty, like, solid person, all things considered, like, for being a syndicate head, system head, or, like, station head. They're a good person, like, for the most part. They seem to try to take care of people. This station is mostly used as, like, a way station for moving products from out into the brink into the core, and then vice versa. And yeah, you get to their office. The door is closed. If you want to knock, you can.
I'll
Whatever you
knock
wanna do.
anyway. I'll knock normally. Nothing too fancy.
Okay. So yeah, from inside, you hear, come in.
I hope you don't mind a ghost from the past visiting.
Mari, wonderful. No, not at all. I'm more than happy to see an old friend.
Friends, I see.
Sure. I mean, you're retired now. What? We could be something else, I suppose. But friends works for me.
Well, I'm doing this more for a courtesy call rather than anything else, since me and my crew are here.
Sure. Yeah. How's the crew?
Mari's just having that instance of just like, what kind of nonsense are they getting into? Like, terrorizing some of the other vendors, running around with stuff they shouldn't be touching.
At that moment, she gets a selfie of all three of us in our new spacesuits on her skinterface. Just.
They're still alive, and just puts it away just a little bit.
More than many can hope for out in the span. What can I do for you?
I'm mostly here to ask if you know of any possible jobs.
Oh, well, there's always work to be had. If you want, what kind of work are you looking for? I suppose are you be looking for, above board, under board, violent, not so violent? What are we feeling?
My crew's a little bit squishier than most, so preferably nothing of the violent sort.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Kind of like rolls through.
Instant message. Not anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, literally, underneath the text is, we want to blow some shit up.
And just in that moment, you hear a small explosion.
Oh God!
Little bobblehead on his desk rattles a bit.
Yeah.
My cabbages! No.
We went to one of those rage rooms where you can go do it without consequence.
I feel like that
Overfarted.
would be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a thing.
For sure. So
It's actually a demo site, like they're deconstructing shit, and they just let you come in, like, take a hammer to this, fine.
It's free labor. I mean, you don't have to worry about it, so.
We pay to do it. Like,
Oh, damn it.
Roll that cargo dice, hold on.
Oh, God.
So Fang kind of like scrolls through a few, like you can kind of see them interfacing with their skin interface, rolling through it. No, not that one. We have a delivery contract that you might be interested in. We could help. You could pretty much just load up some cargo and take it somewhere else.
That wouldn't be a bad job. Who's in charge of this run? Or do you have any idea of what's being sent?
Well, I mean, as you know, we try not to ask too many questions. As far as I know, nothing too illegal. That's why it's open for contracting and not sent through one of the syndicate owned ships. But as always, it's probably not, it's not candy and I don't know what I'm bad at metaphors. But anyway, it's nothing too dangerous, and it's going from here to a station slightly further into the ring.
There a timeline of when this is supposed to be delivered?
It doesn't look like it. Seems like it in the next few weeks is the sort of delivery timeline. Things get delayed out here all the time though, so it will kind of at your discretion. If you have other work, this is sort of a set it and forget it kind of work. We can load it into your ship, and if and when you arrive somewhere at the station, you can unload it.
If sounds like you lost confidence in me, Fan.
No, just wherever. I know your capabilities. And with something like this, it seems pretty easy. No skulls to be smashed, no kneecaps to be liquidated.
Is there a fee associated with us delivering it that we need to give back to the syndicate?
Paid for in advance. If you deliver the cargo and come back here, I can pay you for the trouble, and we can go from there.
Well, I suppose there is another fee, though, that I do have to pay. And Mari will actually walk up towards Fen and give him a kiss on the cheek before walking out.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Well, you said the friends bit was up for discussion, so...
I suppose I did. I mean, how long are you going to be on the station? We could go out for some... I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been out in years at this point. It's so busy here, and I mean, well, you know what the usual rabble are like here.
I feel like while Fen's, struggle bussing, she's locking the door. I don't think we need to worry about that just yet.
Oh my. Well, all right.
Cut to another explosion. That's it.
Cool. Are you anybody, I suppose, looking for information about the Scourge artifact? Are you trying to do something with that? What's the deal there?
Mari's not answering.
No, no. I was literally about to be like, Mari answered her fucking telephone but forgot that she.
So because you're in like the proximity.
Maybe open interface.
Because you're in the proximity of the skip, like still pretty close by for all of you, you actually have little like heart rate monitors for everyone in your crew. So you see, just like normal, like Mari. I feel like Mari's heart rate is just like very steady, like all the time, like fucking like runner's level of like resting heart rate. And then you see a spike that just like shoots up for a second. And
You gotta go help her.
Oh God.
Something's gone wrong. We don't have Mari to kick down doors.
Time to test out these new suits.
Gotta go fast, Robert. She can't be a prune all the time. Come on.
yeah.
I love it. So, as long as she's around someone not weird, she's just like, yes.
Like, you know what? There's got to, you know how you like press the button 3 times on your iPhone and it like gets ready to do SOS if you do not like stop it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like something we can send to Mari that just is a quick button press to like confirm that they're okay. So you get like a little notification that's just like blinking.
She's not wearing her
incoming.
spacesuit.
Yeah, no, she probably is.
Doesn't matter. Skin to
no,
skin.
Interface.
Skin to face.
Ah,
It's in our skin.
It's a part of you.
It's like response in 3 seconds or immediate. Like,
Or,
action
or
will be
we
taken.
will breach and clear.
She's not answering.
And then we get the notification that everything is fine.
Your
No,
notification
she just
back
said
to the
she's
breach
not
has already been
answering.
cleared.
You don't answer. Alright, fuck. Rivet guns loaded.
Well, literally,
Guns
but
blazing.
So Mari is
I
not going to
really-
answer the little thing.
no.
All right.
She needs a
Okay.
break. Her kink is normal.
This is not a break. This is the opposite of a break.
Yeah, if
It's
you
not
want a
phone
break,
call.
you need to
It's not a
answer to
phone
say, don't come in here.
It literally is just press a button and we get notified that it's all good.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is
Press the
snoozing
button.
the scary dog privilege 3 weird friends in the trench coat alarm.
Yeah, because if you don't respond, we're coming in and you're not getting a break.
Almost fucking coming in tendrils out.
Yes.
I
The
guess like
zipper
at
was
the
extra.
oh God. I guess like at the very last second, like right before the news, you know, the signal of all hands on deck, she'll notify it.
Done.
Robert.
Absolutely destroyed.
Incredible.
we're
Put
literally about to shoot the door down,
Mhm.
and we get the picking.
Mel on blast on main. Incredible, Robert.
Beautiful.
I love you,
Alright,
Robert.
well, we go get dinner then, I guess.
I don't want to abuse the privilege of our D6 cargo dice, but I did notice
Why?
the technical weaponry is under D6.
So
And-
this is the playtest of the cargo dice. Is
Yeah.
theoretically the way that this works is you roll it enough times and you're gonna roll a 1.
Yeah.
So go for it, abuse it. I mean, let's see if it's abusable.
Are we gonna go
That's
get some new guns?
The way the technical weaponry works is that you get to roll with smarts instead of agility. And because I wasn't even thinking about this when I did it, I improved my smarts. So now I could, if we wanted me to have a good ranged option, I've still got the katana. Katana's going to be my best thing because I'm good on brawn. But if we want me to have a good ranged option, a hell rifle would be dope.
Ooh.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's see if we can really make this, if we can really kick this can. Rolling the D6. I rolled a 6. So
incredible. Yeah, absolutely. You're able to find a
Will
hell
it go
rifle.
up to a D8?
It does not.
doesn't
Only
go
on selling stuff.
BOGO,
Okay.
buy one, get an improved cargo dice.
Oh,
The dude
yeah, of
hands
course.
over the
I didn't even
rifle,
think
and he's
about
like,
it.
ah,
I
you
just
know what? 30 more rifles. Here you
Here you go.
You guys want to outfit a small army?
What it should do is you get advantage on the next purchase.
We have a small army. It's LL and MM's cousins that are all like fucking waiting in the cargo hold.
But we need better guns than rivet guns.
That's true.
Or we need tiny daggers for melee.
So I do have a mining laser now that if anybody wants it, I am technically worse at that than my hell rifle.
There's only one of them, so no.
There's only one, yeah.
Oh yeah, you need matching, I forgot. Well, maybe they have some hand cannons.
What?
Oh god, the smile on Haley's face.
I want a hand cannon.
I knew it was Haley talking, not LL.
On the ranged weapons, number 12
trying
is
to find
one
it.
badass hand cannon, which is D8
Do they
damage.
have any in stock?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do they have 2 in stock? Fuck yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Here's-
I
here's the-
rolled
Yeah.
to see how many they had, and I rolled a 2 again. So they have 2
Only
in
hand
stock.
cannons.
Yes.
Amazing.
And now what do I roll? A d6 to buy
It
this?
is a D6. Yep.
And don't roll a 1. This is
No, I got a 3.
okay.
Okay.
Now,
So
and
you
then
got
What do
one.
I need to roll?
Yep.
Yeah, you need
D6.
to roll a d6. Don't get a 1. We've got
I
stuff.
got a 5.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just a D8. It's just a normal agility ranged weapon, but it does a D8 of damage.
Very
Um,
nice.
Hand cannon sounds. Oh wait, we still have the rivet guns though, don't we? So
You
I don't
do.
cross that out.
Yeah. This feels right to me. Like you guys sold a
We sold a hunter
ship
killer
module,
missile.
like a skip module. You sold a big ass hunter killer missile and bought 3 space shoots and 3 guns. Like,
Yeah.
I think that this tracks like
Yeah.
from a playtest.
It's a
Any
pretty
one of those
even
was this.
trade.
Any one of
Yeah.
those could have been a 1, and yes, we could have bought more shit, but it would have all been
Yeah.
lesser quality shit.
Well,
Yes.
you also like you got this. This is all rolling off of you getting really lucky with that one shot that like
That's
didn't
true.
destroy the ship. So
Yeah.
your
This-
sales there, yeah.
This is OSR,
Is it
NSR style,
a
like
D8?
good luck begets more good luck,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
D8 of damage.
Yep, a D8 of damage for
Hooray.
the hand cannon.
And
I-
the
I-
rivet gun was D8.
Rivet gun was
gonna-
D4 or D6.
Oh,
sorry.
D4.
D6.
Yeah.
Now we have to
yeah.
go to the medical bay to install them permanently.
the hand cannon is just like a giant fucking revolver. Like it's like a very like
I
technical,
wanted a Thanos fist that could shoot cannons out the palm.
incredible.
Can I have that instead?
I'll figure out some weapon
It
for
was
that.
a D8.
I'll add that.
Who has the plasma thrower? One of us has a plasma thrower,
Mel.
right?
I do.
Yeah. That's kind of what the plasma thrower is, I feel like. It's more AoE,
Kind
though.
of, yeah. Yeah, the hand cannon is supposed to at least be. You make it whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's supposed to be like a really large, technical looking like revolver, like a modern looking revolver that just like throws a giant slug of metal.
Think-
when
Just
you
gonna
fire.
Google.
Think the
revolver.
if you look at actually just Google Destiny 2 hand cannons, it's that stuff.
Ah, the thorn.
Yeah.
It looks like the thorn.
Which, by the way, is what I based Palimpsest
No,
off of.
the Ace of Spades. Oh, very nice. Oh, you
Palimpsest
did too.
is a Destiny 2 essentially hand cannon.
Oh.
Lord.
The thorn
That's
or
fancy.
Ace of Spades is fantastic.
I
It's
need to
a
actually
great
go
hand
and-
cannon.
Look up. I think it's Thorn.
That's so
The
funny.
thorn is
I
it's the thorn. The thorn's my
completely
favorite
forgot
hand
that
cannon.
Destiny had hand cannons.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
It's
I love how many things are just named other things, like ridiculous, but
Yeah.
incredible.
And we've completely covered them in glitter pen too.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love
All
the
right.
lore behind thorn as well.
Oh, it's
So-
not
I love
Thorn.
the lore
Sorry.
behind glitter pens.
It's not
Have
Thorn?
characters.
Thorn,
got your guns.
Thorn was loosely it. Sorry, we're
you're good.
wildly
You're fine.
deviating.
What would you like to do? You still have the Scourge artifact to figure out something to do with. You've got this like delivery contract.
Does the guy that you want to owe you a favor, does he need more information or like about the Scourge thing? Like, does he want to experiment on it, or is it something for us? Has he got the information that he needs for the favor that he owes us?
Oh, I'm sure that he would want to put his hands on it. At least figuratively. I'll actually. I'll drop him a line, and I'll send him a message that's like, the Scourge artifact's burning a hole in my pocket, just FYI. But then, like, if I was about to say Mel, your character name is also M and it's throwing me off. If Mari is indisposed at the moment, then perhaps we should just do our best to see if anyone's interested in whatever this thing is.
Yes.
Find a buyer here
We
versus
have
a
to
competing
sell
buyer
it so
elsewhere.
we can steal it back.
Yes. The plan comes together.
Mm-hmm. We gotta somehow figure out how to use these tendrils to just pull it. Like literally stand on the edge of our ship and just pull the artifact back to us.
I love it.
All right. Asking around the station then? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we grab dinner too, because I'm hungry.
Yeah, we eat. Get
Haley's
some
hungry.
noodles. Get some ramen.
Yeah.
Station ramen
Yeah.
is peak.
Station ramen, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hold on. The ramen is exceptionally good. I rolled a percentage to see how good it was, and I rolled a 92, so it's very good.
Amazing.
It's 92% good.
92% good.
Cool. Yeah. So walking around the station, you got your noodles. Mari, whenever you're unpreoccupied, you can just join in with the rest of the crew. Or whatever
I was
you wanna
just
do.
gonna say she probably wouldn't be there for too long, so she'd come out like right when I think everyone's like, getting ramen noodles.
Cool.
I feel like there's location pings all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
You
like
have-
a very
You see-
popular place.
you see the twins' heart rate rise, and you're like, it's dinner time.
Yeah, you absolutely like on station, unless you're masking yourself, you can find people that are like in your contacts list without a problem. And so cool. All right. Asking around, you start to kind of get a sense that like this station probably doesn't have anybody that's willing to buy Scourge artifacts, but there might be somebody that can direct you to someone who is interested in those. They're a little hot even for like just a normal syndicate station. But as you kind of like talk to some different people, you run up some of Mari's like contacts and like some of the kinds of things there. If you want to, you can talk to Feng, and like Feng would know this off the bat, but you start to hear a name, and as you go around, you hear about the syndicate that owns this station is Black Star Collections. The system boss for Black Star Collections is Medis Tawick, so Medus, and then Tawic. Those of you who are like Mari specifically, I think would probably know this. Black Star is like in the market for Scourge artifacts pretty much all the time. They're like a collectible, like they collect shit that like other people don't collect. And so while they run normal like syndicate stuff here, they also have this sort of side business. Give me, Mari, a spine check. I'll let you choose spine or smarts.
We're gonna do smarts because I'm a
Okay.
little smarter. So we're going to do. I'm gonna use the the Raven and Riddle dice, the one that Matt gave me. So...
Yeah, the Alma dice.
Whoop! Shit! That went out of the box. 13.
Okay. There is some light rumors that you kind of have gathered through your time with the Syndicate that Black Star might be affiliated in some way with the Harbingers of the Scourge, which is a cult that sort of works itself across the galaxy, collecting Scourge artifacts, like trying to bind with them, and like they're very, very interested in Scourge artifacts and the Scourge in general. And Metis
The beacon.
specifically is like really into Scourge artifacts and is willing to pay a premium for them. You also would know that Metis has a luxury starliner that they like ride around in kind of all the time through the systems that they're the boss of. That is called the Gamma Black Star. So Black Star Collections, the Gamma Black Star. Metis is like a pretty high-ranking individual, like in Black Star Collections. And it's not that far away. Like you could get to it. It kind of like patrols a sector of systems in this area. It's like sort of the boss. Like Metis is the boss of those systems, including this station. And so yeah, you could easily like contact the Gamma Black Star, let them know that you had a Scourge artifact, and try to sell it to them.
Yeah, I would relay all of this info towards the other three, especially considering that Ulver, out of the four of us, has a little bit more scourgy, tendrily, brinky ties, so...
Well, I want to see something. Okay. I was wondering if Ulver is ex-Harbingers or not, but I rolled low, so I'd say that like he's looked that way and then decided, nah, not for me. The cult aesthetic wasn't quite what he was going for.
Yeah, the Harbingers are a little weird, like even for Ulver standards. Like they do some stuff that Ulver is like. I feel like Ulver kind of still has like, I am a person with like an
I have
interest in this
standards.
stuff.
Yes.
The Harbingers of the Scourge oftentimes fall into that territory of like, we are all returned to Scourge. Like, we're gonna fucking lick the statue if we can, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Second act, Dead Space, beacon people.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh
exactly.
god, that.
But they got a lot of money. If they are tied to Black Star, like Black Star has a lot of money, and so this could be a good place to sell the Scourge artifact.
It's an option. The freighter isn't really too far from here.
This feels far too kismet to not act on. We're here. We have a Scourge artifact. They want a Scourge artifact. Let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, but don't we want it?
Why do we want it? That's fair. I do kind of want it. But seeing our ship wrapped in tentacles and us likely dead was a little bit disconcerting, so I'd like someone else to poke it a bit harder before we decide whether or not to steal it back. After selling it, because buying new stuff was very fun.
You ended up finding...
You're wrapped in... But you're wrapped in tentacles all the time.
Those are my tentacles. It's different.
At least you're not as squishy as you were before. So there's that at least.
Yes, my new suit can rather take a pounding.
Sort of like Mari. Hey.
What was your heart rate up, by the way? We noticed that on the monitors. Is there anything we need to talk about? Are you okay?
Nothing of concern. Just did some light athletic activity.
We all need that from time to time.
Light activity doesn't make your heart rate do that.
Depends on what you do. Either way, the ship's not that far. All of you at least seem to have new equipment, so we don't have to worry about that part just yet. I'd like to think that we could sell this and not get into fights of any sort.
We could be
peaceful.
peaceful.
Can we steal it back later? Can we steal it back later?
Considering this is Black Star, stealing it back will not look good on any of us.
But it is always possible.
If we sell it, I would recommend that we end our obsession with it. I don't want that thing on the ship any more than it needs to be.
Until we find a new one.
Or steal a different one.
Yes.
Yeah, different one. I mean, and you know, Mari, they all look exactly the same.
If this is going over Mel's head. This is all going over Mel's head. This is all going over my head, not Mari's. So are you implying something, LL?
Nah.
Hmm.
Telling you a fact. We've been researching. Did you get us a job?
A delivery job.
Ah,
So
who
we'll
do we
have
get to
to-
blow up?
we're not blowing anything up. I'd like a little
I
bit.
thought
of
we were delivering explosions.
My new hand cannon.
I would
New
like to-
hand cannons.
Yes, I know.
I thought, considering the adventure for us getting the artifact, we could go with something a little more quiet, peaceful.
That sounds good.
I'm sure we'll find a way to make it noisy.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's a simple trip. We deliver it within the next couple of weeks. It's not a timeline dedicated one. And then
Well,
we come
let's just
back
get
here
it
for
done,
payment.
right?
Yeah.
Or do we got other stuff to do?
Depends on how much you guys want to sell or steal back or whatever plan the three of you are coming up with.
You said you
Over
wanted
this
it off the
artifact.
ship sooner than later.
Yes.
If Skulver works, then there's theoretically no matter of distance or time that will impact our ability to find it again. So, let's make it someone else's problem.
Over.
Yeah, let's.
Who's Skulver?
Oh, we'll introduce you to him later.
He's our new pet.
You got a great mullet.
I don't think I want to know what you three have been doing down there. Shit, I shouldn't have left.
One
Anyway,
is get back on the ship with the cargo. 2, go sell the Scourge artifact. 3, drop off the cargo. 4, come back here.
Mhm.
Nice.
and then
Let's go.
we could ask the big boss if there's any involving explosions for jobs after that.
I like turn to Mari and I'm like, are there any big explosions? Like, you're my big boss. I don't have a big boss.
That's amazing.
We can ask for better jobs once we come back.
Yeah, cool. Beautiful.
I shouldn't have left Mörk's service, and I'm just gonna go and get some noodles and sit next to the other three.
Why did
Alright.
you leave the service?
I was done. Just wanted to do opportunities of my own, and you three knuckleheads were a good start.
We're good opportunities to do.
This is Mel smiling, not
Yep.
Mari. So
Yep. Mari never smiles.
well, no, she smiles just at Fang only.
Yeah.
So
All right. So as you all finish up your noodles, you gonna head out onto the skip, try to go sell the.
Heck yes.
Okay. So you relay the information about the artifact to the Game of Blackstar. They seem very interested. You get a reply back that's like, here's some boarding credentials. Like they send you the little like correspondence key to like open the docking port. It's not a huge ship by any means, but it is like a ship that you can dock with, and it's a little bit bigger than yours. Much bigger than yours, I guess, actually, technically. But yeah. So as you take off out of this station and head towards the Gamma Black Star, we are going to cut to our break real quick. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere, or I will find you. I don't know. I have a very specific set of skills, and I will find you, and I will
force you to
make
play,
more
TTRPG.
TTRPGs. Yes.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What a
Oh,
terrible,
no.
terrible fate.
All right. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
The timer's gonna say 10. We'll be back in 5. See you soon.
All right.
Bye bye.
Hello, we're back. I'm writing something here because I realized I needed one more thing for this this thing that we're about to do. But welcome back, everybody. I hope you got your bathroom snacks. I hope you didn't vent yourself out of an airlock. And if you did, I hope you're still watching while you freeze to death and smell marshmallows. We're gonna make this reference
And burning
every single
flesh.
time. Marshmallows and burning
Every
flesh.
time.
The best kind of s'mores. Cool. All right. So when we left for the break, you had just found out about the Gamma Black Star, a luxury starliner owned by Metis Tauik, a Black Star collective system boss that is very interested in Scourge artifacts and who would like to buy yours. You have transponder codes. You have your way there. We have Sponers. We have Discord and Patreon. Go check those out, and we will get back into the game. Yeah, you managed to make your way to the Black Star just fine. It is not even a like skippable distance. They're just in a system not too far away. Like you can get there like with your, I guess technically you would skip, yeah, because it's a different system. So you're skipping star systems which are light years apart.
It wouldn't be worth traveling when skipping is instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have this yet, but there are downsides to skipping. We haven't rolled for it here because I want to get to this thing and not have a random combat, but there is also the idea that skipping with a Scourge artifact is not the safest thing in the world. It can sometimes go really bad.
When you said you were saying bad, but then you said combat, and I was just imagining the sheer horror that it would be that like, all right, we're there, and there's just a fucking like necromorph Scourge thing standing next to you.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, that's one of the idea is, returning a Scourge artifact through Null on a skip is probably not the best idea. It happens, and it happens somewhat often, but we're not going to roll that right now because I want to get to the actual module that I have written.
This is an OSR. It's never full of good ideas.
Yeah. It's full
and there
of
are
entertaining but bad ideas.
There are also like space events that will be a thing. So when you skip, you might accidentally skip into like a meteor storm or like a planet that's out of the way or like things that are a problem that you have to solve. But we're not doing that either right now.
I was gonna say, I know you just said you want to get to the thingy. Did we want to roll the entropic decay dice though?
Oh yeah, we should, because it has been a day. So it has been the top of the thing. Which one did we choose? Do you remember?
I thought we did D4 just so it would happen more, but maybe if we're doing this longer term, do we want to do a different
now that
dice?
we're actually, we can bump it up. We could do, you want to say like a D12? Does that feel like, so to give everyone an idea, you guys can choose. The entropic decay dice, you roll it at the top of every day. If you roll a 1, something bad happens. A null incursion occurs. So a D4 is like 1 out of 4 times, a 25% chance that something bad happens, up to a D100.
It's basically a timer on no matter what we do, everything ends.
Yes.
Let's do a D8.
D8?
I was going to say a D8 or a D10.
D8's cool.
Technically, we don't have a D8.
I was about to say.
I don't know why we don't.
There's
I
no
feel like
reason that we
should.
don't. I'm literally inserting a row right now because there's no reason to not have a D8.
Yeah, that's funny. We've somehow just skipped the D8 in this, but yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will roll. All right, it was a 6. No null incursion today.
Yay!
But, as you arrive, the ship in front of you is luxurious, like in a way that isn't very common in the span. Seems like it is made out of many of the same parts. Feels like many of the parts were like built for each other, in a way that like most other ships and stations even are kind of like cobbled together. This is money. Like this individual is well off. Not head of a conglomerate well off, but like they got some cash. So you get sort of hailed over the comm wave with correspondence. Your ship computer kind of communicates back. It knows that you have the code. It can initiate a docking sequence if you are ready to dock.
Do we need to like let them know, or is it They
No,
know
so they-
they're expecting us.
Yeah, they sent you a docking
Cool.
sequence thing and
It's an older code, but it checks out.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, if you're docking, we can go ahead, Matt. There's a map in Discord.
Yes.
It's just an image. You don't have to show it. You all can just look at it. Like, it's not that fancy of a map.
I will at least
But-
post it on our
Cool.
Discord.
Yeah,
On our Discord.
come to Discord. Check out the channel.
Nice.
You can deal with
This
us,
is
misfits.
cool.
This is awesome.
So don't worry about the numbers too much. I know what they mean, but this is the layout of the ship that you're on. You are docking in the docking port, which is number 11. So you'll be entering at 11. Once you dock, the airlock sort of engages. Your ship, through your docking module, interfaces with their ship and does the whole thing. And you have a way on to the Gamma Black Star. Are you at the port? Like, are you? Because you could technically be on your ship far enough away that you're not near where the docking is happening right now. But if you are there, looking out, you will see a number of crew members. All of them carry weapons. This very standard, these are scavs that have just found lucrative employment with a ship that does. It's a nice ship. So not well armed, but armed. In the middle, you see a person you have to assume is Metis. They are decked out in just the most opulent, sci-fi corpo looking things. It's like a oversuit coat, but sort of fades into almost like a robe. And so they have this weird mix of corpo chic and cult leader going on.
Very Dune.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just gonna say it gives me Gary Oldman's character from Fifth Element a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good reference. But yeah, so the cloak itself has sort of it is a nice steel gray color with black embroidered tendrils sort of interlocking where it buttons in the middle, giving a look of sort of something dark wrapping around something darker. So it makes you think sort of space, but then something over top of that space. And if you're stepping out, are you entering the port? So cool. Metis, flanked by two other crew members. Welcome.
Hello.
Suppose you are the peddlers of the artifact?
We are its current shepherds.
Oh, wonderful. Well, suppose we could...
Apparently we all talk like this.
Smooth and subtle whispers.
I love your ship.
Well,
Very impressive. And I bat
thank
my
you.
eyelashes.
it is an endeavor of many decades of hard work, and
I can tell.
everyone give me a spine check.
I was just gonna say a cringe check.
I love it so much.
You're cringing at me after your behavior.
I was just gonna say Mari's kink is normal people. LL's kink is talking very.
It's sort of
subtly
the
this.
the thing where fucking 50 Shades of Grey doesn't make any sense because there's no way that dude goes from being a CEO all day to wanting to be a dom.
Yeah,
That dude's 100% a sub.
0 sense. No,
Mario's like,
does
I
not make
wrangle
sense at all.
chaos constantly. I want missionary in a bed.
Yeah. I will starfish. You do what you want.
Incredible.
Oh my.
All right, spine rolls.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I have a shiver down my spine.
I had
16.
18.
18, 16, Mari.
I got Jesus. What the fuck do I have? Hold on. Spine is That's 14.
Okay. Everyone but LL.
Uh-oh.
The crew member standing
Mesmerized.
behind Metis, you all notice a very weird twitch. You actually see one of their eyes roll backwards while the other one continues to like stare at you, and it sort of like glitches out for a second before flickering down. I'll say over you like really clock this with that high roll. Like since you rolled the highest, I'll say like you get this like that was weird. That was real weird. Like that didn't look quite human weird. But it goes back to normal, kind of similar in effect to everything else you've seen with the Scourge, that like it sort of flickers in and out of a certain reality for a moment and then returns to normal. And Metis says, well, I thought we could entreat in the boardroom. I've laid out a spread of some delicacies for you. Would you like to bring the artifact?
Yeah. Get a drink?
Of course. Anything you could
Nice.
want, really.
Anything?
I mean, we can do our best.
Lovely. And I give him a wink as I head towards wherever he was pointing.
Cool.
I'm hungry.
So you get the Scourge artifact off your
Mhm.
ship, carry it. Cool.
Probably in like a big old ammo box, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
We still have that like nuclear reactor box thing that we took from the other ship. For
You have the
Nice.
box that you like specifically printed to
Yes.
fit the Scourge artifact.
Yeah.
So you guys look real professional right now. Like you've like the like foam that like it inserts into and
Yep.
like is a perfect. Yeah, it looks great.
When it happens, it's gonna be the fucking Pulp Fiction moment.
Yeah. So they lead you out of the little airlock port area. It's not huge, big enough for one ship to dock, or for this ship to dock with like a station or anything like that. So to your right, you notice a few doors leading towards sort of the engineering bay. There's like some emergency power stuff and more just ship maintenance-y kind of stuff towards the rear of the ship, which is the like 5, 8, 9, 10, 2, 1 area. And then you turn to the left and head towards room 12, which is the boardroom. As you come in, it is a very like nice, corporate-looking, very sleek, like maybe real wood table, which is like not a thing you see a lot. It's like a very like it's one of those things that's just like, why the hell would you do this? Like,
Yeah.
like there's so many better materials for this now.
It's specifically for the purposes of being
yeah.
ostentatious.
Yeah. As you walk out of the little like airlock area, you do see the door to room 1. If anybody's looking that direction, if you kind of glance that way, you don't need to roll for it or anything. The door to room 1 seems to be like heavily bolted, and like it is a pretty solid area. It looks like some sort of maybe like brig or containment of some kind. And there is a crew member standing outside that door who looks a little bit better armed than the others did. But you make your way to room 12. You have a seat around the nice table. There is a spread of various like fruits and vegetables and things, all very weird and alien looking. In many ways, just like most stations grow like staple food. Like there's like corn and fruit. This is very clearly like someone fucked with xenobiology and like grew some weird fruits and shit. And they might taste good or they might taste terrible, but that's not the point. They're meant to look cool.
It's like dragon fruit. Incredibly
Yeah.
exotic looking,
Yes.
utterly bland.
Yes, exactly. And there is like a full like bar drink cart area. It's not like it's not a cantina, but there is a like area that if you would like drinks or if you would like whatever, they have synth milk, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. Like they got stuff. So they go around and take your orders. Is anybody getting anything special? We don't have to roleplay you getting food and shit. Like
Just a short glass with an ice cube, please.
Just an ice cube.
Just an ice cube. Big one.
You actually see Metis like, a man of taste, and also has a glass with just an ice cube in it.
Now, are we talking like the round one, like the perfect sphere ones? Are we talking like the big cube ones? Like what kind of ice cube are we talking?
Metis's is just like a single ice cube. Like it's like an ice tray ice cube just sitting in the bottom of the glass.
God damn. Okay.
That went from incredibly highbrow to what are you doing?
Well,
Exactly the vibe that Metis
like
is
carved into like a picture of his face. Like every time they're gonna spend 45
They have
minutes
little
like
silicon molds of just Metis face for ice cubes. Boop.
They used to have someone carving it, but they got thrown out.
They got spaced.
Bye. So like LL's feeling bolstered by all the confidence of like all these people around her winking at her. She's gonna like saunter up to this Metis and she wants to say, we would love to see your collection.
Oh, well, I don't keep most of my collection on the ship.
What collection do you have on the ship?
Oh, at this time I've got some. Well, I've got. You see, kind of like little cheeky, sort of like. Am I going to tell them? Am I? No. Well, let's just say I've got something interesting. Introductions, I think, are due. This here is Matua, our captain. And you see the other person, not the one that had the twitchy eye. Then he's here to ensure that the ship continues to run, whatever we need to do. And to the side here, this is Randy. And Randy, this is the guy with the eye twitch. Very Randy, yes. Randy is just one of our crew members. He's here to assist in anything you could need, if you need another drink or whatever. But I would love for you to regale me with the story of how you found this artifact and what it is, and I suppose what are you looking for it?
I will send a quick message just in like our little like subgroup chat.
Group chat.
Like, Randy is a skin suit. Be warned.
I still can't get over the fact his name's Randy.
LL's confidence disappears after realizing Randy's not winking at her.
It's a skin suit.
Like, something is on, like, an error
Something's
suit
wrong
from
with
MIB.
him.
Something's wrong. Something's on the inside that is...
Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, like the shadow people from Doctor Who? In the library?
Yeah, kinda, yeah. A little bit like that.
Okay.
Because the empty spacesuits, but just like...
Yep.
If you see Men in Black, the guy that gets replaced, and there's just a giant cockroach alien living inside of human skin.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Much better reference.
Something wrong with him. Sorry, Randy.
Pulls his head back. Yeah.
Yeah. More sugar.
More sugar. Love
Such
that movie.
a fucking good movie.
So
So good.
Alright, well, what do we tell him?
Mari's in full business mode, so she doesn't want anything to eat or drink, and she's kind of that, I don't want to give this guy any info sort of vibe.
MM has taken an air of superiority with all the fanciness around her. And so she's just flopped onto the couch. She's grabbed herself whatever drink, she doesn't care whose it is, whatever drink was closest, she's got it and swirling it around. She's throwing different fruits into her mouth. And she retells pretty much everything with as much flamboyance and over-exaggeration as possible to make us sound like it was the hardest mission. We were total badasses. But I won't mention the fact that we played around with it with Scully.
Sculver.
Yeah, whatever his name is. And whatever else, because I wasn't here for that first episode, whatever else happened that I shouldn't tell, I won't. But I'm basically just making us sound like absolute badasses.
Cool. Yeah, you can see as you kind of regale Metis with your story. The first half of the story, Metis is very just like, all right, yeah, whatever, cool. You found a station. I don't. Who gives a shit? Once you start getting to the Scourge area where you jumped across the gap and the kind of the beginning of that, you can see they kind of like cut in with like, the radiator. Oh, what was the Scourge doing with the space? When it was exposed to space, was it doing anything interesting?
It was trying to reach out, but background radiation was stymieing its growth.
Oh, fascinating. Yes, we've seen the same thing. Incredible. Continue, please. And you continue your story. You go through the rest, and sort of goes through. You get to the parts. He asks a bunch of questions about the different Scourge that you saw, especially as you get to the gladiator and the foreman that you fought. Very interested in that. Do you tell him that you took the sword?
We did take the sword, but I left that on the ship. It's a memento.
Do you tell him that it stopped?
No, I leave that to imagination.
So, well, I can understand that. I've got many a memento myself. I suppose the artifact is the thing that I really want. So, very interesting. Is the station still there?
We didn't blow it up.
Well, I might be interested in the coordinates to that location if you're willing to sell those as well. Your everything has a price, but I said, well, to the point, what would you like for this artifact?
Your ship.
Your ship.
I do not say that.
I am captain now. No.
Look at me.
I am captain. I think it's a matter of what you deem as worthy enough for a trade.
Oh, well, I mean, we could peddle in all sorts of things. I have money if you'd like some station credit at any of our stations. We have, well, I think we have some extra skip modules laying around. Maybe something interesting there that you could be perhaps enticed with. I mean, really, this is up to you. What are you? What is the price?
Spots full? How many module spots?
We got
Because
one more.
That's not a specific weapon. We got one more that.
We got
isn't a
one more
weapon.
module. We got one more mount point before we need to start getting hallways or something else to make our skip bigger.
And theoretically, so every module provides module points, and every module requires module points. It has numbers for each of those. Some require a bunch and don't provide any. Some hallways provide a bunch and only require one, so you can connect a bunch of stuff.
I get it now.
So theoretically, if you have one left, there are modules that you could just attach there that only require one but don't provide any or anything like that. We can figure out what.
Or we can attach something else there that allows us to have 4 more or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these are basically expansions on our ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ships are like Legos. You have a bunch of pieces that kind of snap together, and some of them have the 2 pips, some of them have the 8 pips. They all snap with different amounts and need different amounts to connect.
Yeah.
Lego, if you want to sponsor us, this is
If you want to build some terrifying Morkborg ships or Mork Soul ships,
that would be incredible.
Let's go.
Adults play with Legos too. They might be interested. I don't know.
Cool.
Skippy browse his skip menu.
I can absolutely give you a list of the things that I know about now. If there's things that you're interested in, I could also put out a listing for some of those.
Yeah.
Whatever you're it's up to you. You're the one setting.
Where's the
price here.
bathroom?
Just around the hall in the mess hall area. Sort of the crew quarters, living quarters, and mess hall are all in the same area. Do you need to go?
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Sure. Randy, could you show our guest to the mess hall facilities?
The privy.
The head.
And you see
Thank
Randy
you,
kind of like,
Randy.
Oh god.
and stands by the door, waits for you if you go with him.
Yep.
I'll do another message to our group chat of being like, a shield module would be real good if we want to do more boom
Yeah.
sort of missions.
That sounds fun. Let's search for one of those and see if he's got one, and if not, request it.
Is there a big air vent in the bathroom?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Incredible.
I don't want. I hate to be like, no. I don't think so. I think in this situation, like, this is a pretty tight ship. Like, there's not really crawlable air vents. There would be potentially like a maintenance hatch that you could find somewhere that would lead to, you know, the space in between like the rooms and the hull. But like, for the most part, the modules are where they are, and like, there's not a lot of space in between to like crawl through. There's ventilation, but it just sort of pushes air through. They're not like, this isn't a station where there's like lots of maintenance tunnels and lots of like maintenance or you know, air ducts and things like that. But also, you're gonna ask for a shield module. Is that
A shield module, a couple of credits on your various stations wouldn't be remiss, and any research notes connected to this artifact.
a fellow enthusiast, are you?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure we could work something out. I'm always interested in sharing what we find. We can do that. We can find a shield module. That should be no problem. We've plenty, and we sort of select your pick, and maybe from there we can set a price, sort of station credit wise, and determine which shield module you want from there. But first, could I see the artifact?
I'm gonna check in with Mari just to make sure that like Ulver's technically like speaking out of turn, right? It's not his ship. It's not his like. He's just Mari's not talking, and so he's just taking
I
a
love
lead.
how
but
you all are assuming Mari's in charge.
Mari's in charge as the only normie. Mari.
Pretty sure it's my ship.
That's true. You do pilot it.
That's why she doesn't say much, because there seems to be.
Twins ship. They manage. That's why you stick around, because it's the twins ship.
Aw, that's incredible. So yeah, then I'm checking in with LL. Like, does that all sound amicable? And just sort of like,
Sounds great.
But I feel like what we do is like you can double tap the top of the container and it goes clear, so it doesn't open or unlock at all. So they can see it, but they can't touch it or interact with it until we've gotten what we want.
No touchy.
I like that. So yeah, I will. And then boop, boop, and at the little hard case becomes translucent, transparent, so that he can see the little helix-shaped scourge artifact.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me introduce just technology.
Yeah, why not? It's OSR. That's the whole point.
Yeah, if Taylor's fridge can do it, our briefcase in
Yeah,
space
exactly.
can do it.
Cool. Yeah. So as you tap the front of the thing, hit the buttons, it goes translucent. In that instant, you see the Scourge artifact in the box for a second, and the lights in the ship go out. For a brief second, all is in pitch blackness. Then the emergency lights kick on, and the ship seems to be in emergency power mode. In the bathroom. Randy stands sort of like in the mess hall. He doesn't seem to be like guarding you, but like just waiting for you to come out to like make sure that you make your way back to where you need to go. Everyone else, ship's in low power mode or emergency power mode. The artifact is still there, not to it didn't disappear or anything. It just seems to be that it may be coincidence, maybe something else.
Was that you?
Metis sort of looks around. Matua, any idea what's going on with my ship? And you see the captain. I'm not sure, sir. I can go look. I don't know. And he's like, this is weird. Like, the ship shouldn't have just lost power. And so he leaves.
Can we double tap it and hide it again and see
Sure.
if that...
Lights are still out.
Okay,
Power's
cool.
out on the ship. Yeah, no, good call. Good call. I like it.
Better check.
Yeah. So, yes, Matua, the captain, begins to go away towards the engineering bay. The sort of hull, or the thrusters room, like reactor, all that kind of stuff is back that direction.
I'm gonna send one of those little like 3 seconds or we go nuclear messages to MM because Randy's with her. So like,
You all good?
I promise that wasn't me.
Filing paperwork? Question
I'm
mark.
guessing that was a response back being like everything's okay.
Yeah.
MM,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I did originally want to use that time to like use any air vents to try and get into room 1, but if there's nothing there, then that's fine. Can I use that low power mode? Like, what is Randy doing? Like, is he on high alert now?
He seems to be a little weirded out. Like, he's kind of like looking around like, this doesn't happen very often. Fucking shit. But no, I mean, he doesn't like, he seems pretty cool. Like, they're all scavs. They're all kind of like you. Nobody's like, losing their mind at a little bit of a power loss, but there's also, I think, you and Randy are alone in the mess hall, bathroom, living quarters area thing. But you do hear like other people moving around in the ship. It's not like a huge ship by any means. So you do hear some people like moving about, doing different things.
Okay. Nah, I don't know enough of my abilities. I just have a big spanner. I still want to get into room 1.
baited the hook.
I'm gonna jump on it. Okay, I'm gonna try and lose Randy.
Okay.
It might be a while. Also, there's no toilet paper.
Okay.
Could you be a dear and get me some more? Oh, and maybe some bathroom snacks too.
You know what? I like this, and I think Randy he has sort of been told, he's not the brightest tool in shed, and he's sort of been told, like, do whatever these people ask from you. Like, he kind of got promoted to, like, maitre d', like, and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So he's like,
Doesn't know what that job entails.
All right, well, if you, I'll go get you some, I don't know. And he wanders off. He leaves the mess hall and heads to like one of the janitorial closet kind of like storage area kind of things. Three of you doing anything?
Mari would be on high alert, just making sure the other two are safe, praying to God that Randy is still there.
Is there a terminal in this room? Is there any like access point to the ship's network in this room?
Not in this room. This room is like entreating with people. It's fairly locked down in terms of like what you could get information wise from this ship.
Did I notice any in the hallway on the way here?
Sure. Yeah. I actually also told you guys entirely wrong because I can't read. Room 1 is not the room that had that. It's room 6. Doesn't really matter that much because you haven't been to either one of them, but it is room 6 that is locked down with a guard. It actually works better because you guys walked right past it.
We definitely would have noticed that then because we walked right past it, yeah.
Room 1 had like a medical symbol on it and seems to have been like a
that's good
med bay kind of thing.
Okay.
I will say yes, you would have found like a general terminal, like wall interactivity kind of thing on the way here. Would have been posted like crew schedules and like just kind of general systems stuff. And it's not that far away. I mean, it's 30. The ship is not that long, right?
Yeah.
So it's maybe 10 meters away kind of thing.
I will slide the case over towards LL and then look into the hallway under the like, I'm just going to check and see if MM is doing all right. Just like poke my head out the door and like look around under the guise of I just want to put that terminal in sight so that I can ping it.
Okay. Cool. So you actually, when you look back, you see Metis has gotten up and gone on to room 13, which is the helm, the bridge area. So he makes a small comment about, I'm going to go speak to the pilot. Please make yourselves at home. If you need the privy, it's, that direction, you'll find it.
Which number was, like, where did MM go on the map?
3.
Like, what number? 3.
Yes.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, that's the mess hall. So yeah, you sneak out, not sneak out, you walk out. Everybody around you, like if you see any people, they seem to be like doing stuff.
They're busy.
Yeah. MM, what are you doing? Man is gone. Shit is shat.
Wasn't actually doing anything.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's hot girl's shit. MM would think she's hot shit, but probably creepy looking.
Excuse me, she's beautiful. It's because I look like you. Exactly.
Okay. Now that Randy is not looking, is there now a big maintenance hatch or something?
Yeah, I'll say basically there would be a maintenance tunnel that runs like through the spine of the ship with like little sort of like ribs poking into the different rooms for most of the rooms. Whether or not there's one to the locked down storage area, you don't know. But yeah, you can find a spot to go if you need to, or if you want to go like try to wiggle your way into a maintenance hatch in the ship.
As soon as Randy's not looking, I'm gonna come out of the stall, look around, and just pretend that I belong, and then just yeet myself. Yeah.
The imposter.
Yeet myself down a shaft.
The imposter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're in the maintenance tunnel underneath the ship. Cool. All right, Ulver, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ping that terminal that I can see.
Yep.
And I want to get like a ship manifest, like specifically looking for anything that would register as like a thing that this Scourge artifact would interact with to have like caused that.
Okay, yeah. There's actually not like a lot of stuff on this ship specifically. You see like import export rationy kind of things, like just of they're bringing in food and fuel and things like that to keep flying around these systems. They're skipping every now and then, which maybe would tell you that they don't necessarily have like a Scourge artifact, like because they're skipping a lot.
They're
because
casually skipping, so yeah.
Probably not like with something super dangerous. There is one entry that stands out to you, not because it's interesting, but really because of like the exact opposite. It seems
Too boring to be here.
extremely mundane.
Yeah.
It's just it's just a listing for like biscuits, which is weird because there's like listing for like general rations and food and like water, and then there's just like biscuit mix, like very specifically in there, and the weight on it seems weird. Like it's a lot of biscuit mix for this ship.
Is this guy
So
running
either-
the intergalactic house of pancakes?
Yeah, possibly. It's hard to say. Interdimensional house of pancakes, truly. But yeah. So yes, you do find like a log that stands out specifically because it's so normal and that it feels weird. Mari and LL, what are you doing?
So LL knows that everybody else is doing something suspicious, except for Mari. Mari's never suspicious. So she is going to find something in the ship, somewhere down the kind of like near what, like in the middle of 2, 9, and 10, like in that thick hallway. I'm gonna find something that's like I shouldn't be touching, but I'm not gonna get in like really bad trouble for touching it. So like I'm the one that's gonna get in trouble for doing the thing. You know, like it's like there's always the person that when this happens, I want to be the one that gets caught, you know? So like
Okay.
I'm sacrificing myself to the wolves because their missions are important. So yeah, I just want to like find something that I shouldn't be touching or interacting with, but something that's like not going to get me in like a lot of trouble.
Okay. Mari, what are you doing?
Mari is following after Ello so that she isn't touching something and getting a solid. Well, no. The major thing, though, is that Mari doesn't want to actually leave LL alone because she is the squishiest out of everybody. So she doesn't like the fact that everyone is split up because she can't keep track of everybody. But Ulver has his
on your skin to face. You can see our locations of the ship.
Mari needs to see everyone in the same spot, though. So Ulver has his tentacle appendages and, you know, living out that fantasy life. MM is doing God knows what, but she's not that squishy. So right now, Mari is more worried to make sure that LL is in one piece because she
I've got
is
bulldog privileges.
Scary dog
bulldog.
breed.
Yeah.
Also, don't want to leave the artifact.
Yes, and
By
LL has the
itself?
artifact.
Right. So, and Mari also is keeping that in mind where it's like she doesn't want this. It's a little too convenient. So all of her like Mörk senses are like tingling and it's just like this is a very good time for someone to try and sneak the artifact when we're not looking.
Yeah.
So Mari's staying with the merchandise for lack of a better word and she's being the muscle for it. So that's all she's doing.
Muted. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay. So
The party is split.
Potentially
yeah, I love it.
one more question on the manifest thingy. Where does it say where the biscuits are?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I'll say it has 3 letters next to it. That AES. but it does not say necessarily what. Then that seems to be maybe in the same place that like you see like mess written on like some of the food and like some of the other things. Like there's like an engineering bay area, like an exosuit bay, and like some of that kind of stuff. Like you see like exo and like this is just AES as 3 letters. Okay, what are you doing?
Mhm. Now that I'm in, scuttling around.
Okay.
I want to try and find if there's any corruption underneath. See if like there's any scourge that's eating away at any of the pipes or wiring down here. And sort of like retracing my steps through the maintenance tunnel to head back and see, even if there's just like a drainage grate or something, just that I can look up or do something into room 6.
I feel so bad for this because room 6 is very specifically inaccessible.
Yeah.
Like locked down inside and out, its own air filtration. Like there is, except for the door. And maybe I guess that's the fail forward here is no, there's no way in. There's nothing to look for. There's no maintenance hatch. What you do find potentially is like the existence of an auxiliary like life support system. There's something that is circulating air in this room. Like it is being used. It's kind of like a ship within a ship. It's got basically all the parts to support someone being in there, but they're all disconnected from the rest of the ship. It even has its own power that seems to be running off of something else. Haley just went away, so that makes my next thing difficult.
Dang it.
So I guess we'll say, all right, to give positioning, Mari, you're with LL?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would be going into the direction of the rooms that Haley was mentioning earlier. So whatever is there.
So,
And she's back.
Ulver, you are between rooms 11 and 6 in that hallway. If you're near that terminal, like that's sort of that area.
Okay.
You'd be slightly past the mess, but like not so far down that you're by the port. The other two, you would probably be right around the entrance to room 11 and room 1. So LL and Mari, right around about there. And then you are under the floorboards, scuttling about. There's nothing weird underneath the ship. Like you don't see any scourge, you don't see any signs of anything other than just like ship stuff. Like there's maintenance pipes and like fuel pipes and like things that say hot, don't touch, and things that say freezing cold, don't touch, and things that say touch as much as you want. No, so
Can I swap the signs?
yeah, sure, yes.
Cool.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I was just gonna shoot a quick group message, and say there's a room completely sealed off. Like power's being diverted.
It's a ship within a ship. It's like its own containment unit.
Trilaxi nesting dolls.
As you all
Next
receive,
thing we purchase, I write back with the next thing we're purchasing is a blowtorch.
okay,
Pipe
LL
bomb.
and Mari, you make your way back towards room 9 to 10, all of that area.
Right.
Room 9 is that little like polygon or parallelogram segment that's kind of in the hallway.
The wide hallway.
Yeah, that is a emergency power generator. It seems to be where probably the power that is like keeping the ship going right now is coming from. It's kind of just a big room. Like you don't actually see the power generation like functionality. This is just like the panels and things to like access pieces of this emergency power generator. You see signs for room 5 and 8. 5 is the drone bay. 8 is the exosuit bay. They're just general like useful modules, right? Like this is kind of a general ship the ship stays out pretty frequently. It doesn't dock very often, so it has drones and exosuits for any time that it does need to like land on an asteroid or like pick something up, or sometimes they do like dead drops, and like there's all sorts of shit that they just need for here. Room 10 has a big do not enter sign. And seems to be conveying some amount of like danger in this room.
Did you put this sign specifically because it's us?
I was about to say,
When you were making this
this
module,
is the
okay.
do not touch button. Like,
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
As
Oh god.
I guess, are you stopping by the emergency power? Are you going to any of the other places? Like, are you still where? I guess need to know where you're headed. Room 2 is also seems to be some kind of lab, like a chemical, like science lab kind of thing.
Mari at least would be curious to see what the emergency power thing looks like. So if anything, she would actually want to see like where the power is being diverted to and where it's being drained from. So absolute worst case scenario, ship compression and all that bullshit. Where do we go where there's air and there's power so that we don't get fucked over later if the ship ends up not getting its power back?
Okay, cool. Yeah. Give me a smarts roll.
I'm so smart. Okay, let's do. Yeet. 8.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of poke around the logs that seem to be rolling over this like terminal that's back in the emergency power area. It doesn't seem to be really anything super decipherable. There is a lot of power going out to some part of the ship and like into various places in the ship. It looks like life support's maybe eating up some. Like it's not like super hard to read the power output stuff. You don't really get any new information, maybe other than just like the main power generation of this ship is off. Which is kind of a generally like you probably could have figured that out anyway since it's on emergency power, but like the ship is not generating power the way that it should, and is now pulling from this emergency power generator to kind of keep the ship running. The ship is still moving, however. Like you are docked and the ship is like still drifting in space at a good speed. So nothing seems to be like broken necessarily.
No indication of the catastrophic failure that would cause power to stop. It's just we're just not dead in the water, but power's out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Normal
just confirming
power's
what
out.
we already know then. So
yeah,
at least it's not different than what we already know. So okay.
Assuming Haley had to do house stuff.
House stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can.
I would imagine Haley would be very interested in the giant
Do not enter?
touch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if we can retcon what happens here if this is not what we want to do. But as you make your way towards that area, sort of through the little emergency power area, stepping into the little like connecting hallway between this area and that area, I need everybody to make me an agility check.
The
God.
one I didn't level up. Here we go.
Here we go. This
Not
is
the worst.
Agility check. 5.
3.
Oh god.
No.
10.
Okay. We can resolve what Haley rolled in a second.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm assuming the whole ship is just going.
That's my guess. Is that this whole thing is going the second half of a Hollywood Studios roller coaster.
I want to use a ripple, but at the same time, I'm worried about what the fuck else is gonna happen.
Something else.
I only have one, so I'm being very cagey with it at the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same.
We
You
love
have
you, Conlon, whatever it
armor.
is. Uh-huh.
Oh
I'm
boy.
going to need to know what armor you rolled. We're rolling this a little bit different
Okay.
Oh.
than like a normal thing, but I just roll like you
Roll
would
our
be,
armor.
like you're taking damage.
Okay.
Tier
Tier
that
ooh,
changed.
Tier 3 is what again?
Tier
ooh.
3 is a D6, I believe.
D6. All right.
Cool. So a D4.
Oh shit.
I rolled max. I got a 4
Yeah,
on
so
my
did I.
D4.
I got
Nice.
6.
Me too.
Hi, Haley. Something's
Haley,
happening.
agility check.
Agility
Agility
and then
check.
armor.
Agility.
Well, that's your.
Ooh, a natural 20! 25!
Okay.
Jesus.
I
So
would
maybe not
say-
even armor.
I'm gonna say that Mari flopped hers because she was going to go for saving saving LL, and then LL's like, I'm fine. Whoops.
Just like latches to the ceiling, like what? What's wrong?
Yep, that'll be
that
it.
literally, yeah, whatever happened, I just immediately, whatever I was touching or fiddling with saved me. Like, whatever it was.
We ruled that you probably went towards the big do not enter sign versus any of the
Yes!
other rooms because we figured that was the brand of chaos that you
Yep,
would go
that'll
for.
be it.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was halfway through crossing out the do not with my glitter pens, so then it was
Then you're following the
perfectly fine
rules.
for me. Yeah, then
Yeah.
I'm following rules.
Okay. So armor rolls from everyone but Haley. What did you roll?
6.
4, 6, 4. Amazing. I rolled a D4 for damage, and I rolled a 4. I was really concerned for a second that I was just about to kill all of you. However, you're upgrading your armor paid off,
It did.
and none of
Yay!
you take damage
Yes.
as
Uh-oh.
a horrifying, rending sound rings through the ship.
Uh-oh.
The gravitic anchor has been engaged while you were
Ooh.
moving.
Oh no.
What
So
does that
I
mean?
want
The-
that means we're going this way. The
We just-
anchor's going that way.
They did the e-brake.
Yep. The ship stops dead in the water. You
Yep.
hear the sound of the engines pulling against this anchor that essentially increases the gravity of one point in space to the point that it stops you. And like normally you wouldn't do that at full thrust. This is at full thrust. All of you except for LL
Mhm.
take a pretty big spill. You are on the floor wherever you are.
I'm still holding on to the sign of the door.
Yes. Yeah, LL, you managed to somehow just like
Latch.
yeah, you're fine. We don't really know what happened here, but yes, you are totally fine. Everyone else, you managed to not take any damage. However,
Uh-oh.
we'll go Ulver first. Ulver. Next to you is a crew member that you haven't seen yet. Laying on the ground, sort of, because I guess I should mention the gravity has turned off as well.
Okay.
You
Oh,
have
so we're
all
floating.
so you have your initial like inertial pull that shunts you all to the ground and like throws you against the walls and all sorts of things, and then the gravity sort of like turns off in the ship and you are all floating. But on the ground next to you, Ulver, sort of floating just off the ground, is a crew member whose neck is sort of twisted at an extremely
Oh.
unnatural angle. Seems to have maybe broken in the fall. It's not 100% clear what happened, but probably that.
Which means it
Wasn't me.
wasn't.
It wasn't me.
You find yourself sort of tumbled down these maintenance shafts further.
Think,
Sort of-
think, think, think,
I was
think.
gonna
Luckily,
say,
somehow, yeah.
like a
Yeah.
fucking drink shaker.
Pinballing
tapped and
off
rolled.
of walls, and landing on something that seems to be kind of soft. luckily kind of broke your fall. Didn't really seem to do any damage. As you pick yourself up as best you can in 0 gravity and look down, the spacesuit. What color was your spacesuit? The one that you just bought, the new one.
Did we make it glittery purple?
Yeah, I reckon I literally was about to say glittery purple and like maybe with like silver or gold like accents all over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we did.
The sort of sparkly silver gold of your spacesuit has been dulled a bit by a rust red color. And as you sort of look down, you see the red continues off of you and onto the floor of this maintenance shaft. Whatever this was seemed to be vaguely human. What you think it might have been human. You can see some human parts, but it is twisted and mangled in a way that no human should be. Seems to be wearing the clothing that indicates it as a member of the crew.
Send
You
us a
have
picture.
broken your fall in the body remains of one of the crew members stashed away down here in the maintenance shaft.
Oh my god, what did you do to him, Em?
I'm not that heavy.
Can I tell how long he's been down here, or is it like still warm?
A while.
Like, is he
not
fresh?
not
Okay.
not rotted, like not like so long that it's like hours, not days.
Okay.
Maybe close to a day.
Okay.
Is there anything near LL and? Oh my god, why can't I remember your name?
Mari.
Mari. Every time I just say Mel in my head, and it's like that's not the character's name. Ah.
Yeah. So
Mari's a self-insert. No, I'm
Mari's
kidding.
I will give LL and Mari. You hear voices coming from that area that was back where you were headed, that do not enter area. You hear a couple of voices coming from that way. You do know that the captain went back this way. This is the direction the captain would have gone to see what was going on with the ship.
Right.
I will give you one thing you can do if you want to try to hide, whatever you want to do. I'm not trying to put anything in your heads. There's no reason to think that necessarily you need to hide. I'm just saying if you want to do something, you have a minute before they will see you.
That's something the reverse psychology a DM would say. No, I'm kidding.
Now that I've changed the rules of the room, can I get in?
You always could go in, yes.
Please. I opened the door.
Oh god.
Can we actually know? Is there a thing? No, I want to know how it works. Do we know that there's a room back there or a hallway back there? How do we? Or is Olva the only one because they saw they did
Schematics.
the logging in? Yeah.
You would all have a general layout map of everything. The map that you have is kind of what you all would see sort of in your HUD. I think of it very video game style of just you've entered a new area and
it gives you the rough level map.
The rough layout.
Yeah.
Then what room are we at right now then? The do not enter room, which
You are
was
in the
what
hallway
number?
between 9 and 10. The do not enter room is 10.
Nice. All right, excellent. Well then, where's the voices coming from? From which
10.
direction? Oh, coming from inside the room.
Yes.
Then I want to scuttle to on top of the bulkhead of the doors so then when they go through, they don't see me.
Okay.
I'll follow LL's lead and I'll just look if I'm a big girl, so I don't know if there's gonna be any
It's zero
Nice.
gravity.
0G.
Yeah, 0G, come scuttle.
just the awkward gecko moving through space.
Join
and
the
just-
ways of the scuttle.
Yeah, you can either scuttle or distract, but I'd rather you stay with me.
So, I
Yeah,
do
we're
need...
both echoing on the roof.
Well, that will be... I'll say an agility,
An agility check?
Yes.
I was just gonna say, because brawl-wise, I don't think it would work
but-
since we're in 0G.
Yeah. Well, so actually, interesting, the way that this sort of works out is in 0G, you have disadvantage on agility checks because it's
Mm,
harder to move and like maneuver yourself when you're in zero gravity.
right.
But you have technically in 0G, brawn tests just kind of automatically succeed. Like if you're trying to move
Oh.
something or push something, brawn checks pretty much always succeed. Pulling, it's just like a normal advantage system. So
Yeah.
you will have disadvantage on this roll for both of you.
Okay.
I got a 14 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agility. That's a 16 on disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah,
First
you
one
both
was 19.
you both
Yeah,
managed
I got a
to
17 and a 9, and I just got a
Damn.
good. I got a good modifier.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You kind of scuttle up. There's like towards the top of this room. There's like some pipes and like wiring and shit that kind of comes through. So
Yeah.
you manage to find yourself in like to a spot there. And you are well hidden
Scuttle.
enough. Yeah. You're spider climbing. Yeah, on the walls. And just in time, as you sort of duck behind some of the cables and things, the captain Matua, who you were introduced to earlier, exits with another person that you don't recognize. Seems to be a woman. One of the crew members for sure. Just like not sure who it is. And they are coming out of the room that you were just headed into, room 10.
They talking
And they
about anything?
not really. They seem to be like kind of in like semi-crisisy mode of like they're like moving to get somewhere. They're not, panicked, but like they're gonna go check on their crew. They're gonna go make sure everything's still good. Yeah, as they
Nice.
move along.
Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle,
Yeah.
scuttle, scuttle into the room.
Coast is clear. Into the room. All right. In room 10, you find
Battens.
two things.
Two things? That's not enough things for a room.
Yeah.
That's so few things, which means it's so bad.
Two conceptual things.
Okay.
The first is that room 10 is the gravitic anchor controls. The thing that just
Oh.
clicked off and sent everyone flying seems to have been in this room.
That the captain just came out of.
And woman
And whoever
unknown.
this woman is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whoever's in Woman Unknown.
We
Sent a text immediately saying that, so everyone is aware of that, plus the woman coming down the hall. A little video clip. Oh,
As
imagine the
you-
bullshit you could just spam your friends with, being able to like insta clip moments that you are literally watching and then turn it into a GIF and send it on its way. Amazing.
As you stand looking at the controls for the gravitic anchor, this is the second thing that you notice. I guess you're not really standing. You're sort of float standing. Zero gravity still is a thing. Both of you have a little red dot appear on your visor, your mask that kind of controls your life support. Your helmet, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. And then another little dot kind of splatters onto your visor. Hanging in the air in front of you is some blood. It's not a lot. It's not buckets of blood, but it's enough that it should be concerning. And neither of the people that you just saw leave seemed to be bleeding.
Is this actually ping your location? I want to see if I can ping close to where we are or within a straight shot of where we are or something along those lines to see if like the photo of the dead body that she sent matches up with the blood we found in this room just now.
Yeah, I just want to
Ding,
look
ding.
up. I just want to see what's up there.
So, looking up, nothing.
Okay.
Just free-floating blood in this room.
Okay.
The ping goes off, It is kind of close to you, not anywhere that it seems like this blood would be connected to the thing that MM found. And if it were, it seems kind of like the sort of squishy factor of that body has been squishy for a while. It's not fresh blood that's going to be kind of like free floating. This is fresh. This is new blood.
Okay. All right.
MM, give me a spine check.
You're great at those. You got this.
6.
Okay. That's all right. That's you'll get some information, but not all the information. The body amalgamation thing that's in front of you seems to have a name tag on its clothing. It's
I was gonna ask. Is it the
washed
captain?
out with blood. You can't quite identify what the name is, but you can identify the first letter of the name, which begins with an M. And as you are hit in the face with floating blood or squelched into a few hour long dead body, or just near a dead crew member that seems to have maybe cracked their neck while that when the engine or the anchor was engaged, we're gonna go ahead and call it there.
No!
We will probably be back next week, maybe with the end of this. We'll see where we get with the end of this mystery here. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you all take care of yourself, take care of others. Be sure to come join us on Patreon. Check out Mörk Soul. Check out our Discord. Follow Matt and I. We're posting a bunch of Mörk Soul stuff. This thing that like we're doing here, like this module has connections to some of the stuff that we're releasing right now. And until next time, are you all ready for more tales?
Always! We're gonna do a raid, so stick
Yes,
around.
stick around for a raid.
Always.
Oh god. Don't go away. Goodbye, everybody.